We're back with our second installment of Brews, News, and Previews, covering some of the biggest, you guessed it, news and previews from December 2025. We're talking about renewals for some of the more notable television series from this year, our first look at the Legend of Zelda movie, why the hell we're apparently getting a Rush Hour 4, and trailers for the return of Spartacus on Stars, Timothée Chalamet's next film, Marty Supreme, and much, much more. All on this episode of Brews, News, and Previews, which begins now. Welcome to Watch, Review, Repeat. This is the podcast where two best friends discuss the latest in film and television, and then do it all over again the following episode. My name is Colton Brown, and joining me, maybe with the brew, I don't know, we'll have to find out, it's Andrew Meadows.
Hey! What's going on, brother?
Hey, man. How you doing?
The cream rises to the top.
Are we doing Macho Man impressions? Is that what's happening? It's starting to bleed into that.
I got you for 3 minutes.
I mean, technically that's Bonesaw, but they are one and the same.
You're going nowhere.
Anyways, yeah. What I was going to do, I'll be honest with you, I introduced Bennett to the mask before this episode, and I was going to say, hold on to your lug nuts because it's time for an overhaul. But obviously I stumbled on that and it just turned into Macho Man. So anyways.
Well, we like kicking things off with a good Macho Man Randy Savage impression. It does a number on your throat, I have to confess. So we'll see how it goes for these next couple of hours. But we are off to a rousing start, I think, on this edition of Brews, News, and Previews. There we go. We finally get to say it when we're actually recording one of these episodes.
Hey.
November edition, we didn't know the title at the time. We came up with it after the fact, and then obviously, came up with it in time for the release of that episode. But yeah, I think we're fairly proud of it. It's got the Anna, it's fine seal of approval, as I think I mentioned maybe last episode. It's a fun riff. For those who don't know, I mean, we tinkered with Monthly Report. I think we would have talked about that last time we recorded one of these a few episodes ago, as a sort of riff on Minority Report, keeping in line with, the Tom Cruise movie inspiration. And I really wasn't opposed to that, but I think the problem when I gave it to Anna for the external approval was just like, it's too hard to realize that it's referencing Minority Report.
It's just a little bit of a reach, right?
Yeah. But I think if with context, I didn't mind it, but we came up with something that I think we'll say makes it pretty obvious what the episode's about. It's about Brews, News, and Previews, but it's also a fun riff on one of our working titles for this podcast, which was Brews and Reviews. So, we are doing catching up on these episodes, probably more elaborate, extensive catching up. Definitely this episode we'll be talking about what we were up to for Thanksgiving and stuff. I know you went on a trip, which I think we previewed at the end of our Running Man episode. The Running Man.
The Running Man. The Running Man.
God, we're a few minutes in, and I feel like I'm already losing it. Oh man, it's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. It's gonna be a long one. It feels like it's gonna be one of those. But yes, what was I saying? It was a riff on brews and reviews. So we are keeping it. I have a brew in hand. I'm going to ask you about your brew if you have one in just a second. But we are doing news. We are doing previews, which we have traditionally called headlines and trailers. And I actually labeled them that way in the script. But I think maybe I should change that. I think I should change it to news and previews so that we're actually talking about news and previews. But we've got lots of news basically from the past month or so to catch up on. We're going to be doing trailers for mostly things coming out in December with a couple, I guess a few technically in January. And I think because of how we usually kick off the year, we'll finish up with whatever, we haven't had a chance to talk about at the end of December. There's maybe a few movies around Christmas time that, we'll want to talk about. And then once we're done with that, we'll do our year in review. We're almost at that time, which is kind of crazy to think about. And then we'll do our look ahead episode for 2026. And that will kind of basically serve a similar function as these episodes, in the sense that we're going to talk about all the TV shows and the movies coming out in 2026. And we'll use that opportunity to address any big headlines. We'll use that, or I should say news. We'll use that opportunity to talk about some previews for some of the bigger movies that, we have previews for movies coming out in 2026. So all that to say, I don't know if we'll do a January version of this. It kind of depends, I think, probably on our schedule and like what's coming out in January, which is something that we'll probably kind of get into a little bit in the course of this episode, talking about what's coming out in the near future. So I did want to flag that. So this is our December 2025 version of Brews News and Previews, but we may not have an episode quite like this for another couple months after we record on this one, but we were just entering December, for what it's worth. We took last week off recording because Andrew was away. It was the Thanksgiving holiday, and I think it was a good reset. Allowed me to catch up on editing. So now we're like good to go, basically.
All right.
Theoretically, we record and then it's out, and then in less than a week's time, because they're not as long and arduous to get through in terms of editing. So I think we've established a pretty good rhythm, a pretty good flow with these episodes. So I'm excited to get into the second version, the second edition of our Brews News and Previews episode. I think it's going to be fun. We're already having lots of fun, as our listeners can tell. So I mean, I guess I'll have two questions for you before we get into a totally embarrassing dad joke. Number one, how's it going? How you doing?
Doing pretty good. It's going okay.
Questions right there. Those are basically the same question. Those were not my two intended questions. I just rephrased the first question.
Fuck, I gotta get creative on this one. No, everything's good. We're coming out of November. November was a fabulous month for several reasons. I had like 3 consecutive weekends off, which was pretty fabulous. Yeah.
Can't complain about that for sure.
Business-wise, we had a good month. So that's good. It's been a slog of a year. I can point fingers as to why, but it's been
good.
But it's been a slog. But November cranked it up a little bit. It was a good month business wise, so that's refreshing. Puts a little wind in your sails, especially with the holidays coming up. Everything's going really good. Babies are healthy. Everybody's happy. And it's the holiday season, man. It's good. I like it a lot. What about you? How's it going with you?
It's the most wonderful time of year. It's good. No, I mean, I had a good Thanksgiving, which I'll talk about more extensively later, but yeah, it's just been a nice reset I didn't travel, and that's something I will definitely talk about, and it was kind of nice. I mean, I know you did, and that's probably refreshing in its own sort of way. But no, it was good. And the whole back to work thing kind of sucks, but when you only have like a few weeks until it's Christmas time and it's, New Year's, and, you're having some built-in time off, like it's like kind of like the best part of the year. And then, Anna's getting the house all decorated and Christmassy and stuff. So
that's nice.
It's fun. It's nice. All right. Well, my second question is, what you drinking? What's on tap? You got a brew over there? What are you rocking?
So I'm fresh out of Brews.
Fresh out of Brews. All right.
Well,
second
to be fair,
I've
got some Coors Banquet. But I'm like,
okay,
I
so
want to drink a Coors Banquet.
I have a Bud Light Lime in the fridge, which I did not buy, to be clear. So that's worse, I think, to be quite honest. So
I tell you what though, I did partake of the PBRs, quite a few PBRs.
Slamming some PBRs
during the Thanksgiving break.
Okay. That was the beer of choice.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
The beer that was available. Yeah, that's not bad. You could do worse. For one of those kinds of beers. It's one that you buy cheap, but I think relative to,
it's funny because it's actually cheaper than a lot of other beers.
It is, really, it is, and if it's ice cold, like it can hit the spot. I mean, I would never go out of my way for one, but for the price, it's hard to beat.
There's Miller's available. There's Busch and there's PBR. Well, I'm going PBR, baby, all the way.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. Yeah.
Anyways, but not tonight. Not tonight. Tonight we're drinking the PBR of wine. We're drinking Yellowtail. This is what we're drinking: Yellowtail Cabernet Sauvignon. All
right.
And
your brew is made up of some grapes.
That's right. Like. Come from a vineyard instead of a brewery, But
yeah,
it's all the same. It's really not all the same, but
there are beers that taste like wine, so sometimes it is the same. However,
that's true. I guess that's true.
I am upholding the brews portion of this episode. I am drinking, as you can see, but our listeners can't because the video is not recorded, Bitte, which is a Munich-style fest beer from, let's see,
Munich?
Wild Air Beer Works in Asbury Park, New Jersey.
Oh.
So, relatively local. Not PA, but Jersey, just across the river. So, Durst wer Dirk Bier est schon. Thirst is only beautiful when accompanied by beer. German proverb.
Oh.
Sorry to any Germans that heard that. Or anyone that speaks the German language. I sincerely apologize. I did my best. All right. Well, there we go. How about a totally embarrassing dad joke before we dive into the long list of news that we have? Oh, yeah.
Got one on tap of Marty.
Let's see if I can get this one right.
All right, here we go.
Carry the torch for the next couple months. Feel good about myself.
This one's a little bit of a riddle.
Okay.
All right.
It's in the dark. All right.
If you have 13 apples in one hand and 10 oranges in the other, what do you have?
Apples and oranges?
No. I mean, you're not technically wrong.
Oranges?
You're not wrong. It's not the answer we're looking for here.
13 apples and 10 oranges, to be specific. All right. I'll see now. I feel like I should get a riddle. Feels more.
I'll read it again. If you have 13 apples in one hand and 10 oranges in the other, what do you have?
You have two hands. Two handfuls.
Specifically.
All right, so I'm on the right track. Shit. Now I feel like I'm panicking.
You've got big ass hands, man.
Okay. Well, yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. See, that's the problem. I forgot there's a dad joke portion of it. I was getting too serious with it.
You got massive. It just says massive hands, but you got some big ass hands if you can hold 13 oranges.
I think big ass hands should be written on the card. Scratch it off and write it in.
I thought you'd get that.
All right. I was on the right track.
You were on the right track. You were close.
I was the riddle thing. I was like, oh, it's a riddle. I should know this. I am very smart. Riddle me this. Riddle me that. All right. Well, I think better showing than last month, but disappointment all the same. Well, what I am not disappointed to tell you is that we are going to not have an in memoriam section on this edition.
Fabulous.
Of News and Previews. Excellent. Which is not to ignore anyone that obviously died, but we've got a lot of other things to talk about. And so we get to go straight to news this time. So we're going to go straight into the news. We've got, I think, more news than trailers. It's a little unbalanced in that particular way, but some interesting news that's come out in the last little while, and some good news, some interesting news for sure. But we're going to get into it all, and we're going to start with definitely something interesting, which has actually inspired my beer glass today, which features none other than Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is on my beer glass, also alongside some First Order troopers, maybe a Knight of Ren, I'm not sure. This is from a classic Disney film called Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. You can see Sheev. Sheev is right there, and as we know canonically now, Sheev fucks. I am rocking a pint glass with Mr. Kylo Ren on it, because Adam Driver was given an interview about some other thing he's working on, and he just kind of casually revealed to the whole world that he and Steven Soderbergh, writer-director Steven Soderbergh, had collaborated on a screenplay for a movie called The Hunt for Ben Solo, and they pitched this to Lucasfilm, and it was ready to go until Lucasfilm and company brought it to the Disney executives, who shot it down. And basically, the idea was it was a post-Rise of Skywalker set movie about Kylo Ren, about Ben Solo, I suppose, as well. And Adam Driver said, he was excited. He loves that character. He loves Star Wars. Loved playing him. If there's a great director there and a great story, he'd do it in a second. And he kind of basically said, like, that's, I guess, kind of the impetus for why he was pushing for this thing to happen. Mm-hmm. And the hiccup, as it turned out, was that the executives could not fathom how the character of Ben Solo had survived the events of the Rise of Skywalker. And for that reason,
they couldn't figure it out.
They couldn't find
a way to make it work.
Well, I think they found a way to make it work, but the Disney executives could not believe that there's a scenario in which he would have survived to be part of a different story.
Wow.
Which is particularly rich because that is literally the movie where Palpatine gets revived out of fucking nowhere with basically no explanation whatsoever.
That's a bunch of horseshit right there.
So it got as far as making a script, pitching it, getting the A-OK from Lucasfilm, and then bringing it to Disney. Big Bad Disney says no. The mouse says no.
Damn, man.
So Soderbergh's kind of followed up on it and talked about it, and apparently this is the first time that they've ever had like a film greenlit by Lucasfilm that Disney has shot down. So it's kind of a big deal, and like. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it. I'll ask you in a second. I'm of kind of two minds about it, of like, love Adam Driver, love Soderbergh, generally speaking, love Star Wars, don't love The Rise of Skywalker, don't particularly love the direction that they took that character in. So, like, I don't know. This could have been interesting. Maybe it's a course correction that sort of repairs my issues with The Rise of Skywalker, or doubles down on kind of what the direction that character took. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's really quite a bizarre scenario. So what do you think? Would you have been interested in the hunt for Ben Solo?
I would agree. I think I'm in two minds. I mean, of two minds. I think if it was a good story, it probably deserves to be told. I mean, I think it's horseshit that you can't find a way to make Ben live.
Right. I think that's probably the biggest thing. It's like, really, that's your fucking problem? That's your fucking problem? Not the fact that it's going to cost however much money. You're going to have to pay Adam Driver big bucks. You don't know if it's necessarily going to have a big return on investment. Like, your hiccup is not the fact that, like, well, we might not make money on this, or do people want this? It's, how could he possibly have survived? There's just no way. There's just no way in Star Wars a character might have mysteriously survived. What's that? Darth Maul was chopped in half and then still came back? Oh. What's that? Yeah, Palpatine was thrown down a fucking shaft of an exploding Death Star and survived. Oh, this guy turned into like a Force ghost or some shit. I don't know. And actually, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't buy that at all. At the same time, stick a pin in the Skywalker saga.
Yeah, totally. And
move on.
And I agree with that in some ways, where it's just like, you know what, it's fine. Had The Rise of Skywalker been better, had I think it been more narratively satisfying, I would probably like to see more threads followed up on, specifically from it, and I think we're still supposed to get a Rey movie at some point. I think the Starfighter one with Ryan Gosling is post Rise of Skywalker, so we're at least going to be seeing the world post the events of that movie, which, is interesting, to see kind of what's going on. Is the Empire going to return for a third time? Well, if real life is a lesson, then history repeats itself again and again. So it's not impossible. I don't know. I mean, I think there's a million different things you can do in the sandbox of Star Wars. This is certainly one of them that could have been interesting. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. My personal feelings are that I think Ben Solo's arc would have been more interesting had he basically been the anti-Vader and not been redeemed and gone full evil instead of, making the turn back to the light side. But,
right.
we like to have narrative symmetry, in Star Wars. AK, we like to tell the same story again.
Yeah,
so
with that sequel trilogy.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Well, I think we're probably around the same temperature on this. Then. Yeah. I mean, could have been interesting. Hey, if they see the fan buzz about this, and maybe there's a change petition or whatever, being, I think there was something like someone flew a banner like over Lucasfilm or something, or Disney, like corporate offices or something like that, like make this movie. Like, hey, if they make it, great, cool, I will watch it. But like, we can make this into a comic book or something too. Comic books you can definitely get away with reviving characters without having to like have a big ass pull explanation. Like, no one cares. You can put in a little text box in the beginning, like somehow he survived. Anyway, it's fine. All right. Well, that's piece of news number 1. Moving on, we're gonna get some more K-pop Demon Hunters. Which is, I'm sure, not surprising because obviously that movie,
a wild success,
made a lot of probably made a lot of money for Netflix. We don't specifically know that. It didn't make a lot of money for Sony because those dummies sold it to Netflix. But we are getting more. They've been taken over. The singing actresses did a appearance on Fallon. I don't know if you saw that like a month or 2 ago, where they performed Golden Live, which is pretty solid. They also appeared at the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade. They had little K-pop Demon Hunters. They had the float of the little cat thing, which was cool. And then they did like a lip synced performance of Golden there as well. So 2029 is the expected release date for K-pop Demon Hunters 2, or whatever the sequel will be called. Obviously, that sounds like a long time. It is a long time. It's 3 years and change. Animated movies take a long time. Is pretty much the simple fact that see the Spider-Verse movies as a example of shit taking way too fucking long. But do it right. Come up with a story. I mean, that's definitely an animation style too, that like a lot of detail, like, there's a lot going on in like a 10-second span that like some animated movies probably don't have, you know what I mean? Just the way that they made that movie and styled that movie. Like, it's definitely probably pretty intensive to make. So, no big surprise, I think, to see a sequel, but I am excited to see more. And I'm a K-pop Demon Hunter stan at this point. I think, I was late to the party. Maybe we were both late to the party, but I kind of feel like, all right, let's see what you got. With the second one, I think for sure a lot of franchise potential there, for sure. And I'll say this: I know it sounds crazy coming from us, maybe 30-year-old, 30-plus-year-old. Let's be honest. White men
pushing mid-30s.
K-pop Demon Hunters, don't discount it based on the title. Truly, I mean, it's accessible. Everyone pretty much has Netflix or access to someone's Netflix. So, although they're trying, they try their hardest to be like, no, you're not part of this household. I'm like, fuck you. I've changed. I've moved yesterday. I moved today. I will move tomorrow if I have to watch Netflix and not pay for it. Thank you, good sirs. But yeah, definitely watch K-pop Demon Hunters. And like the fun little side note on this, as I said, Sony kind of lost out because they sold the rights to K-pop Demon Hunters to Netflix. But they're working together, I think, on the sequel. They have some sort of deal in place. I don't know exactly what the arrangement is there, but what did come to light is Netflix, I think, as probably part of the negotiations for making a sequel happen, gave Sony another kickback. So they originally paid $25 million for the rights to the movie, and they decided here's a $15 million cash bonus as our thank you, and maybe again to soften the to sweeten the deal for making a sequel happen. So Sony got $40 million in their bank accounts, which I would take that personally. I mean,
wouldn't say no.
I would take 25. 40 sounds better, though. 40 is in fact a bigger number than 25. So,
but just out of the generosity of Netflix's heart.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good negotiations there. That's good.
Yeah, you try to if you play nice, then maybe you can keep a good thing going with the sequel.
Is you get more bees with honey. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think that's the idea here. So anyway, I thought that was a fun little note to add there.
Little nugget. Mm-hmm.
A little nugget. More news. Breaking news. Just kidding. This came out a month ago. Gremlins 3 is happening.
Saw that coming.
It's been a long time since Gremlins 2. So
it's been a long time since. I guess it's one of the few untouched properties that we need to remake.
That's true. You're right. So it's inevitable that if it's been long enough, then it's ripe for a new entry. Yeah, Gremlins 2 was 1990. So we're looking at a good solid chunk of time since that movie. Came out before either of us were born. Matter of fact. Gremlins 3 is happening. Steven Spielberg is executive producing. Chris Columbus, who wrote the original 1984 film, is returning to produce and direct. So it's and it's coming from the directors of Final Destination Bloodlines, Zach Lipovsky and Adam B. Stein, who I believe are also writing. Or no, I guess they're writing it. Chris Columbus is directing. I'm getting my shit all fucked up. Release date is set at November 19th of 2027. It will be the first Gremlins movie in 37 years.
Wow.
How do you feel? Are you a Gremlins fan?
So, fun fact for you and the listeners, I have never seen a Gremlin movie.
Ooh, not a one.
Not one.
Not two. Not even the new batch. Man.
Nope. No, none of those movies have I seen.
Gremlins is both Gremlins are childhood staples of mine, I will say. So I will recommend them to you, and I will recommend them to our listeners. I bought the 4K of the first one a couple of years ago. It's loosely a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie in the same way that Die Hard's a Christmas movie. It's not necessarily about Christmas, but set at Christmas. And so, you can kind of lump it into the same category. Obviously, the Die Hard, is it a Christmas movie, is a big debate. But I don't know. We don't need to get into that right now. But I would say I am feeling Gremlins. I've been meaning to watch it in the Christmas season, and we're just a few days into December, but I don't know. I think it might be a good year to do it. So now, especially with this news, it feels like, all right, they're bringing it back. Maybe it's time to go back to the originals. So I might do a Gremlins rewatch. And yeah, I would encourage you to check it out. It's probably on HBO Max if I had to guess. It's a WB property. The first one I think is really, really good. The second one I think is good, but it's fucking batshit. It is completely insane and
way out there, huh?
Way, way out there. Like a huge kind of swing, I guess in some ways, but very different from the first one. But in the most unhinged, ridiculous sorts of ways, which were absolutely delightful. I loved the Gremlins movies as a kid, even though I probably watched them when I was too young and didn't fully appreciate them in the way that I probably would now.
Is it going to be? Is it going to be entertaining? Obviously, Bennett must be too young for Gremlins, right?
Yeah, I mean, because I think
will he get enjoyment out of it? He's watching. We were in the middle of before his cookie tantrum tonight. We were actually in the middle of God of Monsters, King Kong, not King Kong, Godzilla.
You're right. Okay. I mean, I guess
and he's interested in that because it's
it's
like a dinosaur. You know what I mean?
It's big monsters fighting and such. Yeah. I mean, I do think. I mean, famously, the first Gremlins is partially responsible for the PG-13 rating. So I think that the first one definitely has some pretty intense, scary moments that could be intense and maybe probably too much for a 2-year-old in my honest assessment. But I'm not his parent. You do you. The second one I think is not. I think it's sillier. More slapstick in some ways. It's more cartoonish. But I think, as I recall, it's maybe a little raunchier in some ways, the style of humor. So I think they're probably both a little
A little mature.
A little mature, I'd say for his age right now is my honest assessment. But I watched things when I was too young, and I turned out fine. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. Like, I feel like at 2, I try to limit the super violent stuff. Like, for example, The Mask. There's a scene where they push that guy to the ground and hit the golf ball out of his mouth.
Okay, yeah.
I fast forward through that part.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
But like the slapstick, like him making the balloon animals, and then he makes a Tommy gun, and starts shooting at the guy. I didn't fast forward through that part.
Yeah, you better not have fast forwarded through Cuban Pete. It's my fucking favorite part of that movie.
No, we didn't get that far.
Oh,
we didn't get that far. I had to put him down.
All right, that's a
but we had the and then for Godzilla, a lot of the like shooting at each other. I just kind of fast forward through that and just try to keep it for the monsters and like the sciencey kind of bits and stuff.
Big monsters fighting, or people talking in a room, being like, "We should do this." Why these Godzilla's doing this? King Ghidorah's doing that. Like, who cares? It's fine.
Right.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. I would give it a little time on Gremlins, but you could check it out yourself.
Okay.
After 9 p.m.
Fair enough.
After bedtime, maybe. So if you feel
that's about it.
If you're bored, you got things to do. That's about it. Moving on. We have a couple new series coming from HBO and DC Studios. First one is I think probably, well, they're both interesting, but the first one is definitely one that I imagine you'll be curious to check out. A new adaptation of V for Vendetta is in the pipeline. A series adaptation, as I said, so maybe a little bit more extensive than what we got with the film version with Natalie Portman and Hugo Weaving, which, as I recall, is maybe one of your favorites.
Yeah, I like that one a lot
of all time, or at least it was, if I am not mistaken, when we recorded an episode 100 of this podcast quite a few years ago. That was a 2005 movie. I thought it was 2005. I was like, that can't be right.
It was 2005?
Yeah. Oh, man.
That's fucking 20 years ago? Oof. Oof. Oh. Wow.
I mean, on one hand, like, yeah, we're like, we're what, 13, 14 when it comes out, which feels right.
A quarter of a century ago.
Makes sense. Yeah. Oh man, God. Wow. Oh, that's absolutely brutal to think about. Oh, fuck. Anyway, that I think is a pretty good adaptation. All-time Hugo Weaving performance, for sure. But on the whole, I think very good. And obviously, I imagine you feel that way.
Yeah.
So what do you think? We'll start with just this V for Vendetta side of things. We'll talk about the other series next. What do you think? Are you game for a TV adaptation of V for Vendetta?
I'm worried
with
about
James
it.
Gunn and Peter Safran producing.
Oh, I mean that's a little bit more hopeful. But at the same time, I'm still worried. You know what I mean? I guess if it sucks, I don't have to watch it and just say that the movie's really good and the graphic novel is really good.
You'll have that. You'll have the graphic novel, right? There's yeah, certainly, yeah.
So I mean, I guess it's not like they're making a sequel or something like that.
Yeah, right.
I tell you what, I was really, really, really impressed with HBO's Watchmen.
Sure,
and depending on how they treat it and stuff, I'm interested to see what it turns out to be. I'm a little worried that they could hack something that I really enjoy up, because I want to be excited about it, super excited about it, but at the same time I don't want you to fuck it up. Watchmen is I always really like The Watchmen. Another really awesome graphic novel with an interesting adaptation, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
but one that wasn't one. It's something that, okay, well, let me see what they did with this. You know what I mean? And it turned out to be really good. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think the creatives behind it are inspired enough to where I could probably get behind it.
All right. Well, that's one side of what DC Studios is working on. The other side is a series called DC Crime, which is going to be a fictional true crime series set in the DC universe that will be hosted by Jimmy Olsen, Skylar Gisondo reprising his role from Superman. And the first season will focus on Gorilla Grodd, a DC villain best known for his battles with The Flash.
Super intelligent gorilla.
The series is going to be coming from the creators of the Netflix show American Vandal. If you can turn back the clock and remember that show.
I don't.
I feel like I feel like we both watched it. I don't think we covered it.
That's the one with the penises.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember that.
Penises. That's right. Yeah. That's
Did we watch that? We covered that?
I don't think we covered it, but I think we both watched it. And that, like, it did. I think there was a couple seasons. I don't know that I watched past the first.
God, that was forever ago.
Yeah, but that was 2017. That was September 2017. It came out on Netflix. So basically, that show came out like almost the exact time frame that we started the podcast. So we're going.
We
back
probably watched it.
Obviously.
I mean, we probably definitely watched it.
We watched it. I don't think we did a specific episode, but I'm sure we talked about it at some point in the history of this podcast. So anyway, the guys that worked on that are in charge of this one. They're the ones that are making this DC crime show. So how do you feel about that? Does that intrigue you more or less than a V for Vendetta adaptation?
I would say yeah. I feel like that could be something super creative and new. Yeah, I would. I don't know. I think I'm equally interested. I'll be
Okay.
completely honest with you. I mean, we have what, Superman? Maybe you're
Superman.
maybe you've watched. I haven't watched anything else other than Superman under James Gunn's tutelage,
The new
leadership.
DCU.
Yeah.
I watched Creature Commandos.
I hear
didn't watch the newest
Peacemaker,
season of
whatever's
Peacemaker. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've heard the same, but I didn't watch the new season, which is fully in the new canon. So yeah, we don't have a lot to work off of in terms of like what the universe is. Obviously, Superman is the big thing that has certainly.
But I'm a little bit of a jaded
but
DC. I'm still skeptical. You know what I mean?
They need to give us more than one big movie to really truly convince us that the ship has been
convince me. Yeah, it's like, ooh, I don't know. Last time I had chicken, I got food poisoning. I don't know.
Well, because I mean, I think it's fair because we had a couple good movies in that old bunch too. You know what I mean? Like Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad. No, I'm sorry. That's not right.
The Flash. Oh wait, not the Flash.
The Flash, Aquaman, and the Lost Kingdom. No shit. Wonder Woman 1980. Oh, fuck. Shit. I'm really screwed. Shazam! Fury of the. Oh fuck.
Venom. Wait, that's Marvel.
Venom.
Oh Jesus.
Venom. No, I mean the first Wonder Woman. The first Shazam's fun. It's not great, but it's fun.
They put out a lot of schlock, dude.
Like they put out some schlock. They put out some real bad movies.
Fudufafa.
The Suicide Squad, Fudufafa, Joker, and
I never watched
Fudufafa.
Yeah,
Classics. I didn't either, but
the Joker was enough for me. But anyways, I digress. The point is I am skeptical about these DC things. And although V for Vendetta is not DC, but
it is now basically. So
basically,
rights to it all, but
okay.
But they didn't create it in the first instance. They just now own the rights to it all, I think. So
yeah, we'll see. They're taking beloved franchises and doing stuff with them. I would be very. I adore V for Vendetta. I think that's a very. I think it's a very awesome thing. So, I'm very much interested in that. The crime stuff could be cool. Mm-hmm. Could be fun.
Yeah, I think
could be entertaining.
The DC crime thing is more interesting because it's new and different, and I think that it could be really funny, based on the general concept of it. But a good, another good V for Vendetta adaptation, a long form adaptation, if done could be
incredible
awesome too.
Right.
But
especially given the atmosphere of everything right now going on, right?
Sure. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Could be very, very timely, very relevant. I think the tough thing with that is when you've already had, I think, one pretty good adaptation, you're going to be comparing it to it. You know what I mean? I think with Watchmen, at least the HBO show had the benefit of like, the Zack Snyder movie is not bad. I would argue. I think it's pretty good. It changes things.
It's an interesting adaptation.
It could be better. It's not perfect, but like it was a fairly solid adaptation that I don't think totally butchered the source material, although some would probably disagree with me on that. But the point being, like, there was definitely room for HBO to just play fast and loose with Watchmen, and like it could have gone really fucking bad and been really bad, and it wasn't. It was quite good, even though it was this kind of weird, different offshoot. With V for Vendetta, I do think I think the V for Vendetta film is definitely a better film than the Watchmen film was. You know what I mean? So it's kind of just like, you already have a pretty good version of this. Do we need another one? And if you are going to do it, same.
How do you do it? What are you doing?
Series
what are we doing?
It's like, are you just doing it because it's been 20 years and it's time for another cash grab? Like what's the thinking? What's the line of thinking? Like why? And I think it needs to have a pretty good reason why to, I think, really, really stick the landing. So
who directed that one? The original movie. Do you remember? Do you know?
I think it was James McTeague who did the V for Vendetta film. Who I know did some other, some crap, but I think some pretty solid stuff too. Taking a look. Oh, this is his directorial debut. Interestingly enough, but he was an assistant director on Dark City, Matrix Trilogy, Star Wars Episode 2. That one sucks, but it's not his fault. He didn't do a whole lot. No. He hasn't done a whole lot, period.
Made some shit after, I think.
Mostly shit after. So, hey, you got one good film under your belt. I guess that's can't knock it, I guess, but
it's good.
I don't know. Yeah. All right. We should move on. We've got a slew. This next batch of news are all like renewals, not renewals of some current shows on air. So,
I'm gonna add that to my Christmas wish list right now. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm sorry not to get in the weeds.
V for Vendetta, the like a physical version of it, or the actual like the graphic novel. Like, what are you thinking?
Novel.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I think we have a copy downstairs, if I'm not mistaken. So some renewals, not renewals. We'll start with a not renewal, which I think is technically the only not renewal we have in this bunch. It is like a fever dream of a fucking headline. So Peacock has decided they do not want more Poker Face. We'll start there.
You like that one?
2 seasons. I liked it. I didn't finish the first season. I haven't watched any of the second season.
Well, not that much, I guess.
I think. I liked it, but it was a samey sort of show. Like a mystery of the week, or a little thing of the week, and to me it wasn't super bingeable, but I think it was a pretty fun like I enjoyed watching it. I just didn't think it was something I needed to go back to and like grind out or anything like that. I would go back and finish it. Maybe I don't know. This news makes me feel weird about it in some ways. But 2 seasons are out. They're on Peacock. Natasha Lyonne has been playing the character of Charlie Cale, who's like she's like a human lie detector. She knows if you're lying. Like, she just has like an innate ability to know if you're lying, and so she uses this power to solve mysteries. It's like a Columbo style thing in terms of its structure, where the audience is told at the front who done it, and then the rest of the episode is all the characters kind of catching up and solving kind of what happened. And it's from Rian Johnson, who obviously, folks will know as the director of the worst Star Wars movie of all time, The Last Jedi. No, that's not right either. They may know him for that. But they will probably more likely know him for doing Knives Out, Glass Onion, the upcoming or sort of out now in theaters, Wake Up Dead Man. That line of movies, and this is very much in that sort of vein, a whodunit mystery sort of deal.
Okay.
Peacock says, we're good. We do not want any more. We are not making a 3rd season. So Rian Johnson and Ram Bergman, his partner, have been shopping the series to other networks and seeing who wants to bite and make a 3rd season. which I think is all fair. Hey, a show, a network wants to cancel a show, that's fine, or they don't want to spend the money to make more of it, that's fine. To me, having not watched the second season, I don't know how it ends, but like this is definitely the kind of show that, like, I don't know, it's not super serialized. I imagine if it just ended in a random place, like it wouldn't feel incomplete. Like it would just be kind of like you have 20 episodes of just 20 different little stories, and like that's fine. That may not be the case. I don't know. I didn't watch it, so just to make that clear. Totally fine. That makes sense. And again, the creators were like, we want to make more. Let's go find someone else that wants to make this show and pay the big bucks to make it and work with us on it. The weird thing, the fever dream side of this, which we haven't gotten to yet, is that apparently Natasha Lyonne is out. They don't want to make the show with her anymore, or she's busy. I don't know what the story is or the backstory is there.
Interesting.
But they want Peter Dinklage to take over the lead role, which, like, hey, like Peter Dinklage, great, that's cool. I wouldn't mind seeing a Peter Dinklage-led mystery series. That's cool. I mean, I guess, you want to make this like an anthology sort of thing. It's kind of already sort of that in a way. So like, hey, that could work. But they want to James Bond this shit. They want him to play the same character, literally the same character. So wow. They want him to play Charlie Cale. And so it's kind of just like, what?
Wow, that's wild.
And like, obviously it's like, I guess it doesn't really matter, if you just recast and it's just a different character played by someone very, very, very different. But it's fucking wild, man. It makes no sense whatsoever. But again, if you're not worried about continuity and, like all that jazz,
like the person that doesn't read the headlines of the news. Oh, look, another season, and they turn in. What is going on?
I imagine it lends a pretty different flavor, to the show with Peter Dinklage playing that role than Natasha Lyonne. Like that's just a very different energy. It's a very different a vibe. I mean, just all around, it's very, very different. So it's just kind of just like, I don't know. I'm not inherently imposed, but it's like, huh? You what? You want to do what? So I don't really know what to make of that. What do you make of it? What do you think? Does that make you more intrigued to go into Poker Face and check out a third season if it gets made?
God, it is wild. That is wild. I don't know what to make of that.
I mean, recasting happens. It happens, Not like this, though, typically. And again, like James Bond, it's like, all right, we've gone from white British man to white British man to white British man to white Australian man to white British man, and so on and so forth. I don't know if I got the order quite right. Lazenby might have been third or fourth, I don't remember. But, I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm scratching my head a little bit on this, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't intrigued by it. Like, I want to see it happen because, like, what does it look like? Like, that's fucking weird as hell, man. Like, I respect how fucking batshit
that is
bonkers
bold.
It is.
It is bold.
I want to see it. I want to see it happen. So we'll see. I don't. As of now, I mean, this news came out a few weeks ago. I don't think we've had any word on any sort of. Netflix has infinite money. I'm sure they could afford to do it. But that would probably be the natural pairing with the Knives Out success. But I don't know. Hey, we'll see what happens, I guess. I don't really know if there's much else to say right now other than just
we'll see what
ramp
happens.
it to speculation, but I hope it happens almost, just because even if I don't watch it, I just want to watch a trailer for it. Like, what the fuck is this? All right, moving along to I don't want to say better news, but I think good news. Definitely I think we can say good news. Well, maybe good news. I guess this is probably something that I'll have to get your sense on. These are good news for fans of these shows. Let's put it that way. I think generally speaking, HBO has renewed Task for a second season, which is interesting. House of the Dragon for a 4th season. Its 3rd season, I think, is coming out next year, 2026. They've also renewed A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, which is another Game of Thrones spinoff series, and we'll be talking about that later in this episode because we have a teaser trailer for that 1st season, which has not started yet, coming in January. They've renewed I Love L.A., which is like a Rachel Sennott comedy, and The Chair Company, which I think is a Tim Robinson-led comedy as well. But I think the most notable ones, Task is a show that you watched. I think probably might have finished by now.
No, haven't finished it.
No,
but
okay,
yes, I have seen.
It is done. It is out there, so it's there for you to finish whenever you find the time. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe we can revisit this idea when you have finished it. I don't know how it ends. Obviously, I guess you don't either. I always got the impression that, like Mare of Easttown, it would be a one-off sort of deal.
It's the impression I got as well.
I'd be curious, like, what a second season looks like. But then again, obviously, we probably thought the same thing about Shogun, and some other shows that seemed like they would be limited. Seems like they were structured and intended to be limited, and then now aren't.
Task is there's a task force set up to deal with a particular thing.
Right, so there could be another particular thing for a second season.
It could be like I wouldn't say True Detective, but it could kind of be just
and I think that's just
procedural
I don't
kind of thing.
think my understanding is it will feature some returning characters. So I guess I won't say who, and for fear of potentially spoiling how it might end, which I guess could be a spoiler. And if you aren't watching, I'd say whatever. But since you are watching it, it sounds like quite close to the end. I'll be purposefully vague right now and saying who is expected to return for a second season. So yeah, I'd say whenever you do finish Task, bring it up on the pod and we'll talk about it, and we can speculate about what a second season could look like. I do want to watch it. I haven't started it. Very deep in Stranger Things land right now, so it's on the back burner, but it's going to happen at some point. I'm pretty confident. House of the Dragon, good. Finish the story. I think season 4, it probably is a 4 or 5 season thing that they need to do to, I think, fully adapt kind of that, the Dance of Dragons, or whatever the Civil War is called. So yeah, I think that's fair. That's all well and good, I would say. So, good news all around there. I was when I got really excited, and then I felt like maybe if he felt like the energy was like, oh, he kind of tempering his enthusiasm a little bit. It's because I was thinking about the next thing, which is something that we talked about a lot on a certain episode 301 that we did for a TV show called Alien Earth, where at the time we recorded, it was unsure, are we going to get more of this? This show very much feels like it was going to be getting a second season, and good news, we are indeed getting a second season.
Good.
It has been officially renewed. Noah Hawley, the creator, has signed an overall deal with FX to work on this, to work on some other things, including something we're going to talk about in a couple of minutes. So yes, good news on this front. I think had Alien Earth been a one and done, unlike something like Shogun, unlike maybe something like Task, unlike Mare of Easttown, had it been a one and done, I think that would have been extremely disappointing, because it definitely felt like a show that had a lot of story that it still intended to tell. I do think that it can be told in probably one more season. I think it's probably we talked about it. It's an expensive show. I think the viewership was pretty good, but I don't think it's a show that needs to be 5 seasons. It's not a show to me that, I think it could be an Andor style show. Do 2 seasons, tell your story, in a pretty compact but meaningful way, and I think that could be really something special potentially.
How many episodes was Alien Earth again?
First season was 8, I think. I think another 8, 9. I think I don't know. I mean, because I think that they explored a lot in that first season, but left it left the plot dangling in a really interesting space. Like I don't know how far you take it.
Right.
What's the overall direction? I don't know. I think there's a lot of places it could explore, but I don't know. I think that to me, it's the kind of show that has an inherent timetable, because it's kind of just like, well, if the aliens just get all over Earth and like the other alien movies can't happen because, or you know what I mean?
At some
like,
point
like
it's contained,
is the Earth overrun by alien? Like, no, like it's an alien. I don't know. So I think there's an inherent sort of limitation to like what the story could and should be. But I'm happy to see a second season. And if that's it, I'm fine with that. As long as they, end it in a way that makes it feel like if this is it, then this is it, or we fully intend this to be it and second season and we're done. I think that's kind of what I'm hoping for. And I'll be back. I will be back for Alien Earth season 2, and maybe we'll be back talking about it on however long, probably a couple of years time. It's probably a lot of post-production involved. They gotta write and shoot the thing, so that'll take a minute for sure. But speaking of Noah Hawley, as part of this little dealio that he signed with FX, he has teamed up with Rob Mack. Who is Rob Mack? That is the brand new name of Rob McElhenney, Rob McElhenney of Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
No way.
He's formally he's changed his name to Rob Mack because people keep fucking his last name up, as I just did. So maybe I've proven his point. I'm also almost done with my beer, so it is what it is. Is it a coincidence? You decide. Noah Hawley and Rob Mack are teaming up for a Far Cry TV series adaptation. Adaptation of the Ubisoft video games. Rob Mack will not only be co-creating the series, he will also star. It's going to be an anthology style series, different cast and setting each season. What's your Far Cry history? You've played some of those games, right?
Yeah, I played the first one. Okay. The first one was one of those games I think that like bent the it's your computer can run Far Cry. That's crazy.
Well, I feel like it had that jungle environment that like really, really like put strain.
It was almost like
if you didn't have the right hardware.
What's that game started with a C? Crisis.
Crisis. Yeah. You
remember Crisis?
Oh man, that was cutting edge shit. Like
yeah,
you needed to have some top of the line shit to run that game.
Anyways, yeah. I think my favorite one though was like that. The one that came out before they got the guy from Breaking Bad to play a role in one of the games.
Oh, okay.
And gotcha. I played the one before that, and I really enjoyed the spinoff of it, which was like an 80s synth pop vibe kind of deal.
Yeah, I remember that. What was that? That was like
something Dragon, I think.
Blood Dragon, maybe? Is that it?
I think it is Blood Dragon. Yeah, that one was really cool. Yeah, I remember
that. That was 3. So that was an expansion to Far Cry 3. Or I guess like a sort of spin-off deal.
So I played that one the most.
Cool. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. All right. So what do you think? TV series based on Far Cry? Would you be interested to see that?
I think you could do it for sure. I mean, a lot of those Far Cry games.
They should do it if they're doing an anthology. Do a fucking Blood Dragon season.
Yeah, for sure. That would be very cool. It would be very cool to see. Maybe what's his name again? Rob Mack.
Rob Mack. Say it's so simple. You should be able to remember it now. But it's too simple.
It would be cool to see Rob Mack in like this, like this reoccurring role. You know what I mean? As the lead protagonist. Okay. And he's just set in different environments. I think that would be kind of hammy, kind of fun. Mm-hmm. Almost like Doom Guy. You know what I mean? They always got that Doom guy. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I think it could be cool. They make these games. Those games particularly are almost set up like cinematic action adventure games anyways, Mm-hmm. So they pay actors to have these roles within these single player games, so I don't think it's too much of a stretch to try to adapt them to the screen. I don't think it should be. I think you can kind of play fast and loose and just call it Far Cry, and that'll be fine.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Use the games as pretty loose inspiration for like the settings and like the characters and stuff like that, but otherwise you can play fast and loose. And unlike something like V for Vendetta, like if you stray so far from the source material, you're probably going to piss a lot of people off and probably make a worse product with this, you can get away with, I think, making it your own. I think probably to be my guess. So, I'm intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued. I could see this. Noah Hawley, I've pretty much liked everything that he's done. He makes kind of weird and funky shit sometimes, and this kind of feels like it could be a good match for that. I think just the vibes of Far Cry are definitely a little more out there, a little sillier. I think a little more tongue in cheek overall. So I think that could work. Okay, here we go. We've got our first look at the live action The Legend of Zelda, as production has now gotten underway.
Okay.
So there's some photos. We kind of saw similar photos, I will say, when the casting was revealed of who was playing Link and who was playing Zelda.
Link.
We were kind of, hey, listen. And I think we did that exact same bit last time too.
They could do it. They could do it anyways.
Link.
There'll be customers that'll have like the fairy theme, like for their text messages or whatever in office. I'll go Link, go over in like the fucking corner, Link, and you can tell a true fan because they turn around, they start laughing. Link. It's like having the exclamation point snake. Bling,
Yeah.
Snake! You do that from the back corner, and then somebody gets it, and you don't look like an idiot. Other times you look like an idiot,
right.
But anyways.
Yeah. Anyway, have you had a chance to look at these photographs of Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as Link and Bo Bragison as Zelda? Princess Zelda?
Bo Bragison.
It's a pretty solid name.
Let me take a look at you, bro.
Yeah, click that linky link and tell me what you think. There's one at the top of this article.
Wait, what's his name? Bo, not bro. I'm sorry, I called him bro.
Well, it's actually Bo that's playing Zelda. It's Benjamin that's playing Link. So
it's Bo. Bo. Okay.
And then if you scroll down, you get some close-ups of both of them and their costumes.
Listen, I'm going to tell you that these fucking people. I don't know. Are they kids? Are they young?
They are young.
They're younger than me.
They're definitely younger than you. Without question.
Yeah, that's not a stretch anymore, apparently. I mean, V for Vendetta came out 20 years ago.
That's true.
These youths look they look spot on. I could not be happier with the casting visuals of these people. I don't know if they act good or not.
But I agree. Like for casting these roles,
how many people did you fucking look at to find these people? Because
I don't know, but like I think they nailed it. Like just visually, and the costumes I think look pretty good too. Link is wearing the more traditional green tunic. We don't see the hat. Maybe he'll have the hat at some point.
God,
and blows off his head because it's impractical. He's got to wear the hat at some point. As impractical as it is, and probably silly as it actually looks, he's got to wear the thing at some point. Zelda seems to be wearing a more Breath of the Wild inspired outfit here. Certainly in terms of colors and
definitely Breath of the Wild looks good.
And the fact that she's got a bow and arrow. She's involved. Yeah, these two they really do look spot on. And like you said, we don't know if they can act. I haven't seen either of these people in anything. There's a decent chance this movie is dog shit. I don't know. It's from Westball, the guy that did Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which I thought was pretty good, but not amazing.
What he's doing. I think he probably knows what he's doing. Yeah.
I don't know. It's fucking. They're going for it. I mean, they're not just. I mean, they are making another Mario movie, but like that one kind of felt like, I don't know.
Which one? The Mario movie?
In some ways, yeah, the Mario movie, the animated one.
It was. I thought it was far better than I thought it was going to be. Expectations were set pretty low. I thought, if I remember right, my expectations were pretty low.
Yeah. I mean, I had fun with it. I had fun with it. I think this is a harder movie to make, though. Like, I think that movie, you could have just you didn't need to do a whole lot to make a Mario movie.
That's true.
Work.
That is true.
Colorful. Right. You had the right characters in there. They looked like themselves. I mean, the Chris Pratt of it all. I don't know if I love that still, but all in all, as a kid's animated movie, totally good, totally fine. This just feels like what's the tone? What's the look? Can these people act? You have Ganondorf. Do you have Ganon? Like, are you doing Breath of the Wild? Are you doing Ocarina of Time?
They haven't cast
none of those.
They haven't cast Ganon yet, or we don't know.
I don't think we've heard of any casting besides these two. So I'm sure there are more than 2 characters in this movie, but I don't know.
And you don't get Ganon until the 3rd movie. Maybe it's one of those deals. Like, just don't know.
Well, then you have to make 3 movies. I don't know. To me, this could work, but this to me is a really hard, because also like Link doesn't talk in the fucking games. So does he talk in this? You know what I mean? Like Mario obviously just didn't. Mario said shit in his movie. You know what I mean? Like they obviously had to change it. They had to make it Chris Pratt, and well, they didn't have to. They chose to do that. But I think they're gonna have to do the same thing here. Like Link can't just grunt his way through this whole fuking movie. I don't think it works. It'd be good
Sarah's
to do
probably
it that
sitting.
way.
Sarah's probably
that would
living
be
in the living room
that
and
would
saying, "What the fuck?"
She's probably saying that an hour ago when we were macho manning about, but I don't know. To me, this feels like this is a hard movie to make. Like
What about the fucking fairy queen? Giant fucking fairy queen.
There's no good, easy way to do any of this shit, is my honest take of it. So I think like it's a really tough thing. Like
what
it's
are the rock guys?
Tough sell. Not a tough sell, but the Gorons.
The Gorons. What are the Gorons?
Zora people. Like I think the designs could be really cool, and I think some of that stuff could translate pretty easily to live action, but it's like putting it all together and then crafting some sort of story and narrative. Like they've nailed to me the visual language and design. Like, it looks like fucking Hyrule, I mean, it's just green, and foresty and shit. Like, but good. You've done what you need to do there. You've put them in costumes that look right. These 2 people look fucking spot on for these characters. So like they're checking all the boxes so far. I haven't seen anything that makes me feel like, oh God, what the fuck? You know what I mean? But
do you make a Zelda movie that's I
don't know how it's going to go.
Do you make a Zelda movie that's, I mean, from the pictures, it looks like tone-wise, it's not like there's going to be a little, I can't remember the name of the fairy, the little thing that follows you around.
Well, Navi,
yeah. I don't think you're going to have a Navi like flying around all the time, like whispering shit.
No, probably not.
It doesn't look like that kind of. It doesn't visually look that way. It looks more of a realistic kind of deal, I don't know. I think I think just based off of this picture, I've got pretty high hopes.
Okay,
I'm feeling they've sold me pretty hook, line, and sinker. I think, and I think that Nintendo
would very much like for this to be good.
Oh, a Zelda movie could be incredible, done right.
It could be. And it's one of the, like there's a lot of things where I'm like, oh, I would do it this way. I would do it this way, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, not that I have the capability or the skill to do it. And there are definitely people that are infinitely more qualified that would be able to do it. This is like a project for me. I'm like, I don't know how I would do it. Like, I don't have
right. You know what you would do?
Vision of how you would make a Zelda movie. Like that to me, I don't have.
You have like a 3 or 4 movie arc is what you do. Set in each kingdom. With the final movie with Gandalf. That's what you fucking do, dude. You just fucking, Nintendo says, listen, we're going to commit $100 million, like we're going to commit $500 million to our Legend of Zelda franchise.
This is, I think, being co-produced by Sony, who, as we know, are making 17 Beatles movies. Which, to be fair, would probably be less expensive than Zelda movies, but they're clearly not above the idea of what if we made 4 fucking interconnected fucking things, man? What
if we did it? The legend. Like you can eliminate the legend and just call it the saga of Zelda. You know what I mean? And this
we're going to change the franchise name because we're above it now. We have ascended. We have ascended beyond the legend.
And you're going to take these kids much like Stranger Things. You know what I mean? They're going to look completely different. Like Zelda, Link's going to see some shit in the next 10 years making this franchise. By the time he makes it to Ganondorf's castle, dude's going to be aged like 15 years. He's seen some shit. And
it could be like Ocarina, where there is a literal time jump thing where he returns as adult Link and everything's fucked.
Oh, see,
could be
done right. You could do some really cool shit, dude. And the more that we see, like we saw the first photos, I'm like, okay, yeah, they look like they could potentially look good in the role.
Yes, they look like the characters they were supposed to play. Cool.
And now we see these photos, and they're like, oh, I don't know. I feel pumped. I feel super pumped, actually.
All right, your energy is radiating through the screen. Now I'm like, all right, maybe I can believe. I want to believe in the saga of Zelda or the Legend of Zelda.
Legend's cool too, but
Legends.
If I was pitching it to Sony as Nintendo looking for money, listen, we're talking four film deal, and it's going to be big. We need all the money. I don't know. I think I could pitch it pretty good, but
all right,
yeah,
all right,
good news.
Well, The Legend of Zelda will make its way to cinemas May 7th of 2027. Now, moving on, a few more pieces of news, I will say. This next one, let me just tell you, I had to go grab a beer and open it up to tell you a little bit about what the fuck is going on with this next piece of news. And so I'm drinking a Rauschluss smoked lager beer from Human
He's
Robot.
gone heavier. Some serious shit going on right here.
Yeah, it's not super heavy, but it's very, very smoky. Very smoky.
Ooh, I don't know if I like that.
It's quite... Well, you probably wouldn't because you're not a Mezcal fan. It's probably like the beer equivalent of that. So,
that sounds terrible.
Enrique would probably like it, but unfortunately, this is the last can I have of it. But he lives closer to this brewery than I do, so he can go get some himself if he really wants to. What do you think about that? Rush Hour 4. That's the news.
Rush Hour 4?
Rush Hour 4, man. That in and of itself, okay, fine. People like those first three movies. Maybe yourself included. I don't know.
I like those movies.
Chris Tucker. Sort of, buddy cop thing that's fun. But everything else about this piece of news is just insane. So WB/New Line has the rights to Rush Hour. They are the ones that would be responsible for footing the bill for making Rush Hour 4, and it does seem like they are doing that. However, they are now teaming up with Paramount, who is now willing to distribute Rush Hour 4. And you might wonder, why doesn't WB just distribute this movie themselves? Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about this. The geniuses at WB or whoever make these fucking decisions have decided, well, you can't just bring back Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. You've got to bring back director Brett Ratner. You got to bring the Rat back. You got to bring the Rat back to make this movie. And Brett Ratner did direct the Rush Hour trilogy. He did X-Men: The Last Stand, a classic film. But he's been in director jail, and
I thought he did some bad shit, didn't he?
He did some bad shit. He's not in actual jail, although he probably arguably could or should be. He hasn't made a movie since 2014. He hasn't made a movie that has come out since 2014. He has been accused by, I believe, 7 women of sexual assault, harassment, rape.
Oof.
And that all came out in 2017 during the hashtag Me Too stuff, and so yeah, he's in director jail. He was naturally in director jail after that. Maybe you can get away with 1 or 2 accusations that people sweep under the rug and move on. I'm not saying you should, but that certainly happens too. But that's a lot of women, talking about this man and the horrible shit that he did. And apparently, let bygones be bygones, I guess, is kind of the message. And and the cherry on top of all of it, and there's another cherry that we'll get to, is, in September of 2023, he said, "Fuck the United States, I'm going to go live in a certain country called Israel." And so he's now buddy with Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu. So just comical shit. Just comical shit.
Wow.
So anyway, he's back on board. But the reason that they were struggling to find someone to distribute this movie is because a lot of studios said, "Wait, who's making this movie? No, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. No, thank you." I'm sorry. This will not be the next movie that he's making. He just directed a documentary about our First Lady, Melania Trump, for Amazon MGM Studios, which is coming out next year. Not a fucking joke. So why would Paramount do this, you might ask? Why would Paramount swoop in and say, "Yeah, well that 10-foot pole, we don't need that. We'll touch this. We'll do it. No problem."
This is incredible news.
And really, it's. I think there's probably a few layers that have to be peeled back. The first layer is that Paramount wants to buy Warner Brothers and has made multiple offers, with the most recent one being Saudi-backed, and I think some other foreign countries lending some money. So not at all worrisome at all that potentially CNN will be bought and owned by foreign companies, foreign countries. Not at all worrisome. That's very, very normal things to happen in our country. Very, very normal things. The second layer is that Paramount is now owned by, it's now being led by David Ellison, who is the son of Larry Ellison, the Oracle founder and richest person in ever, probably.
Second. Is he second or first?
He's close. He's in the top.
He's close enough.
He's close enough. He might as well be at the top if he's not literally at the top. And so they are naturally, good friends, good buddies with the current administration of America, and Mr. President himself said, "I want Rush Hour 4 to happen," and so Paramount says, "Okay. All right, Mr. President, we will oblige your wishes. We'll make it happen. We'll help make it happen." So yeah, this is in part being distributed and made because the president has deemed it so. Because
DT wants it.
Because DT wants it. He's not worried about any other things. He's got to do some late night toilet rants, and so when he's not doing that, he's thinking about, God, I love those Rush Hour movies. I love that Brett Ratner character. He and I share a lot of things in common, especially the way we treat women. So, Paramount.
I'm more interested in the company deal here.
All right, we can go there.
So Paramount has been seeking to purchase Warner Brothers.
Yeah. So the latest on the WB sale is that Paramount, Netflix, and Comcast have all submitted bids. I think it's like a second round of bids. I think they're all in pretty serious contention for it. I think Netflix is willing to offer the most cash for it. But, I think, maybe there's a natural hesitancy to go with Netflix because they have traditionally shat on the theatrical model, and that's kind of been their MO. Whereas Paramount and Comcast, which is Universal, would certainly be more traditional studio model.
Right.
With Paramount, I think the part of the thing is because Paramount and, again, the current United States administration have a lot of buddy chemistry. I think that this also could be a case of, well, if we do DT a solid and make Rush Hour 4 for him, or help Rush Hour 4 make it, help facilitate it, then they're more likely to rubber stamp any sort of purchase of WB, which is probably going to happen anyway, I think, regardless of Rush Hour 4, because who cares about, mega monopolies and mega corporations and stuff like that, as long as you're saying the right things, and, your news companies are saying the right things, I don't like
that's been happening.
You're going to have a lot harder time having the Netflix, purchase of WB pass muster than you are Paramount. There's no fucking chance that if they can complete an acquisition and have it, go up through.
Yeah, it's just an avenue to push propaganda and avenue to push a certain idea.
Pretty much, like it's not gonna get shut down.
Tale as old as time, right? 2
years ago, that acquisition probably gets rejected, as something that's, too monopolistic. That's not fair. You know what I mean? Like that might happen a couple of years ago. Now, I think it's pretty much a lock.
It's game. We seek it.
If indeed WB says we want to go with Paramount as the best bid, or the bid that we think is what we think will benefit us the most. I don't really know. So, like I said, there's a lot of layers here. And you wouldn't think this, we're talking about Rush Hour 4, it shouldn't be that fucking crazy, but here we are, man. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't even say no to a Rush Hour 4 outright. I mean, I'm going to say no to a Rush Hour 4 directed by a fucking rapist, but I think it's fine if you want to get Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker back, even if it is because Donald Trump wants it. Like, okay, whatever. I mean, I'm sure I've liked some of the same movies that Donald Trump has liked, and so be it. You know what I mean? But
sure.
I don't know. I don't know. This is just, I don't know.
It's pretty crazy.
As it stands, I hate everything about this, and so
no, I mean it's perfectly fair. It sounds pretty wild.
Preparing for the Paramount WB thing. That feels like the nuclear scenario of this is the worst possible fucking thing that could happen, and I'm almost certain I am ready for it to happen, because we are living in a world where terrible things happen left and right, and there's really no regulatory bodies that are going to stand in the way of that. So fuck it. Let's just speed run, doing the most ridiculous, horrible shit and see how bad things can get. So not to, bring the mood and the energy down, but this is technically movie related. I mean, it's in a lot of ways, it's not, it's intertwined with politics, sure, but it is at the end of the day movie news, and it's some pretty fucking bonkers batshit movie news that I guess perhaps is just reflective of the times that we are currently living in. So I don't know what else there is to say on my end.
Who owns A24?
I think A24 owns themselves. I think they're independent. That's the whole shtick. Stay that way if they can, right?
Yeah. It's going to be I foresee the avenues for completely expressive thought being limited. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I think that's a thing. I think I talked about that 2 or 3 episodes ago. Our art is going to be imposed on, and I think you're starting to see that, especially if something like the richest people in the world purchase another production company. I don't know. It's pretty wild.
Well, there's partially wild
to live in these times. You know what I mean?
I don't know how true it is, but I think Paramount has had some sort of, we're not going to hire actors that have spoken out against Israel. You know what I mean? There's been a whole concerted thing there. So any sort of Palestinian support equals you're not going to be in our movies. So and if they take over WB, then that's a huge cross section of Hollywood. Quite literally making movies. And it's not like Disney is fucking woke. It's not like fucking Comcast is fucking woke. You know what I mean? They say woke facetiously. But they're all corporations. They're all corporations that are going
they're huge monopolistic corporations.
Yeah, they're all fucking mega corporations. Disney absorbed Fox a few years ago. Amazon and MGM are now one, and they're all kind of consolidating. You know what I mean? Comcast and Universal.
And nobody says no to any of this shit. It's all a big problem.
So we are just heading to alien Earth. 5 corporations owning everything in the world, and that's how it's going to be.
I mean, we're not for fucking
we're getting there. We're getting there. If the planet does not become uninhabitable before that point, we will reach that point. It's just a question of which one happens first, at least at this current trajectory, which is
New Zealand and Canada look better every day. Every day.
Yeah.
Better.
Well,
I tell you what looks better every day too. I went to we're going to talk about it. I went to the woods. Okay, I'm going to sound like the Unabomber. Okay, but the woods and silence look better every day. I promise you.
Yeah, nice to get away from all of things. I'm sure
something to say. The ignorance is truly bliss. I will tell you that.
Yeah, well, that's the motto of the U.S. and A, isn't it? So, for different reasons, I think, than what you're advocating for. But anyway, 2 more pieces of news, and they're a bit more straightforward. So I think we can get through them a little bit more quickly. Speaking of Paramount is making other movies, besides Rush Hour 4. They are making...
I love fucking Rush Hour. That's a shame.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They're making another Sonic movie, but it's a Sonic Universe movie, which is to say I don't think it's Sonic 4. It's just either, some Knuckles, the Tails, or some other shit kind of movie within the Sonic Universe. So that's going to be coming out December 22nd of 2028. They are also making a another live action version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which we haven't had a live action take on it since the Michael Bay produced ones, which were they were CG turtles, but everything else was live action. You had Megan Fox as April O'Neil, and good stuff. I don't think I saw the second one. Yeah, that's right. They made 2.
I haven't seen any of them.
They look kind of fucked and bad. I have a definite nostalgia for the movies, older. Right? Yeah, pretty much. I have nostalgia for the older ones. With the animatronic, suits.
Oh, when they go back to Japan.
Yeah, it was fucking cool. Turtles in Time or whatever it is. Third one.
I don't know. I can't remember, but I
like the second one, cool. Man. They got Super Shredder at the end. Fucking Secret of the Ooze. He had
is that the play?
Bebop and Rocksteady. Vanilla Ice is on stage. It's fucking cool. Go ninja, go. Some fucking badass shit right there, man. That's a good bonus episode idea for next year. Tuck it away for next year. Some turtle shit, or for 2028 if we want to have some synergy. What do you think? More live action turtles, more Sonic universe stuff. Do either of these appeal to you? Oh, that in the Turtles movie would be November of 2028, just to make that clear. But yeah. What do you think? Either of these appeal to you? Okay.
I'll be honest with you. Any Paramount news is kind of
hard to get too excited about Paramount stuff. I mean, we did just do The Running Man, which I feel like had it been, I don't think that movie would have been greenlit under the current leadership of Paramount. Is my honest assessment of it. But
yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. Fucking, there's a rabbit hole of shit right there.
Yeah. It's not a fun rabbit hole either. It's not like
it's not.
Wikipedia deep dive. You're spending an hour, so like, oh, look at all this random shit I've learned. No, it's just fucking depressing. The more and more you get, the deeper you get, the more tangled the web becomes. The sadder it is. The more fucked it is.
I guess it would be the opposite of Disney, right? I mean, Disney's your mega super corp for like opposing the other side, I guess, right? So it's like
I don't know if I would go that far, but they're certainly not. I mean, at the end of the day, all these corporations want is to make money, so they will do, say, and make whatever is the most favorable thing for them to keep making the most money.
And the Paramount people have the ear of the current administration to try to push their shit, and now they're trying to gobble up all the other companies.
Yep, pretty much.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah. All right. So neither of these are super exciting for you, it sounds like. Which is fair enough.
Though the scariest part is those are like Rush Hour 4 doesn't appeal to the youths of the nation, but Sonic the Hedgehog and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
So you got to worry about the children propaganda.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess you hope the artists involved are able to make tell the stories they want to tell.
They just want paychecks, dude. We're looking for money. They're all looking for a little bit of money. You know, not a little bit, a lot of money is what they're looking for.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
The woods,
we've got one. It's a double piece of news, but it is our last piece of news because it concerns one person, and that person would be Scarlett Johansson. You've seen her in things, you know, like Black Widow and Lost in Translation when she was younger. What else has she done? Marriage Story, Jojo Rabbit.
She did the Alien movie too.
She did Under the Skin. Is that the one you're thinking of?
Yeah, and Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell, where she was Asian. Very cool.
She also did that Michael Bay movie with the
Island.
McGregor.
Yeah.
She did The Island. She's done a lot of things.
All the the Avengers movies, obviously. Not just.
She's also married to Sean Penn.
I don't think that's right, but.
Am I making things up?
She was married to Ryan Reynolds. She is no longer married to Ryan Reynolds, but she is married to Colin Jost of SNL. So
of SNL, that's right. Who the fuck was married to Sean Penn? I always make myself look like an asshole.
I feel like
Madonna.
Yeah. I feel like she was married to Madonna. I was like, wait, wasn't she married to Guy Ritchie? I was like, oh yeah, that's right. You can get divorced and marry other people too. So that makes sense. I say Madonna was the first thing coming ahead, but then I didn't want to say it and sound like a big dummy.
Leave it to me. I'll take it all. Anyways, ScarJo. ScarJo's incredible.
The point of this was not to tell you everything that Scarlett Johansson has been, or who she's been married to or is currently married to. But here we are.
That
she's
dude
been
on
doing
SNL
things.
is pretty funny though.
Oh, I know what you saw her in Jurassic World Rebirth.
Oh, I did. Yes,
you saw her in that. She was one of the leads in that. Well, she's going to be the lead, or at least a lead, or I don't know, I guess co-lead, part of the cast of a couple other big movies that are coming out in the future. So, first of which is another entry in the Exorcist franchise. She is going to be headlining that. It is not a continuation of the last one they did, which was real shit. It is, I don't know exactly where it's going to take place in terms of chronology, how it's going to relate to other films, but it is an all-new story, I think relatively standalone, not connected to The Exorcist Believer. It's coming to us from writer-director Mike Flanagan, who did all the Netflix shows, the horror shows, the Haunting of blah, 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 and, whatever those ones are called.
I haven't seen it yet, though.
Yeah, he's done a bunch of those Netflix shows, and he did Dr. Sleep, the movie Dr. Sleep as well. So she's going to be headlining the new Exorcist movie. Okay, pretty. I think that's fine. Could be totally fine. Make a good Exorcist movie. It's not impossible. It's been done twice, and they've tried more than that. So there's that. But kind of a pretty big deal piece of news is she's jumping universes. Black Widow, spoilers, is dead in the MCU, and I guess DC is calling. She is apparently in talks to join the cast of The Batman Part 2. Matt Reeves, The Batman. She would join Robert Pattinson in that film. We do not know who she would be playing in that. We do not know if she would be love interest, villain,
interest,
both perhaps. Who's to say?
She could be a Poison Ivy.
She could be a Poison Ivy, perhaps. She could be. She could be Vicky Vale. She could be a reporter. I don't know.
She could be a Vicky Vale. Yeah.
There's definitely some avenues that they could go with her for this, but yeah, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about ScarJo and I guess not the DCU? I guess this would technically be the DC Elseworlds because this is still detached from Superman and all the other stuff that we talked about with DC crime and all that. So yeah, what do you think? What do you think about that?
ScarJo's a big name, arguably one of the biggest, I would say. So, like, I don't know. Like the Batman kind of news is, I don't want to be detracted by a person.
Is it going to be hard to not just see Scarlett Johansson in
you know
this
what I'm
movie.
saying?
That's fair. No, I think that's fair. She's hugely recognizable, you know, and I think like even though I think she's good in Black Widow and as Black Widow,
but you know what? And then I think about that the Nazi movie, Jojo Rabbit.
That's probably a good example of her. I think slipping into that role. I think a bit more seamlessly.
Yeah, I mean, she was recognizable, but at the same time, like you say, you slip into that role. I think it's. Does the Exorcist movie come out before the Batman movie?
Unclear. So I don't think there's a firm release date. At one point, that Exorcist movie was set for 2026, which is, I think, not happening because, you know, they have to make it before they can put it out in 2026. I don't know. I mean, I think I guess it could come out late 2026. It was originally dated for March of 2026, which, again, probably not going to come out then because they still have to make it. The Batman Part 2, I can tell you, comes out October 1st of 2027. So I would think that the post-production time on the Batman is going to be a lot more intensive. So I think there's probably still a good chance that The Exorcist comes out first to I guess, answer that question. We don't have it officially confirmed as such, but I think there's a pretty good window of time. I think Mike Flanagan's going to make like 3 fucking projects before the Batman Part 2 comes out. You know, I think that's probably more realistic.
That's just the biggest thing to me is she's such a big name. I enjoy her performances a whole lot. I think she's an awesome actress. I really like Scarlett Johansson a whole lot. But you at the same time, you don't want, it's like casting The Rock into something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Unless you give him hair and
yeah, like they did a really good job on that wrestling movie. I still haven't watched that yet. I definitely want to watch that before our year in review. Okay. Where I didn't recognize them, like the majority of the trailer. Right. But yeah, I don't want her to detract from the viewing of the movie, you know? So I think she's capable of slipping into the role, but it also depends on the content she's given to like play with, you know? So
for sure.
We'll see. I'm skeptical about a Exorcist movie. I don't think I've ever seen anything other than the original. The original is just really good, and I have had zero interest in seeing anything other than the original.
Well, I can tell you the only one that's worthwhile is the third one, and everything else is
shit.
Just fucking garbage. Just really, really bad. Like not even like this is just like a run of the mill bad horror movie. Like holy shit, you have plumbed to new depths of shit. You know to how you've made this movie, which is impressive in some ways, but also just miserable as a watcher of film. So I'm intrigued by ScarJo's involvement here. I kind of have the same general concerns, and I think it's really going to live or die by who she's playing, you know, and we don't have a good sense of that just yet. I think that I trust Matt Reeves, you know, if he wants Scarlett Johansson in his movie, he probably wants her for a particular reason, and I kind of have to, you know, feel pretty confident in him bringing her on board, as big of a name as she is, you know. So yeah, I'll say in Matt Reeves I trust at this point. You know, Robert Pattinson's, you know, back. I think he's going to be crushing it. Apparently Zoe Kravitz is not returning, it sounds like, which I think probably is more indicative of the character of Catwoman not being in the story of this movie, as opposed, like, I don't think it's a recasting situation. I think it's we are telling a story that doesn't involve Catwoman, which I think is fine, you know, and you know, if they make future installments, they could certainly still bring her back, I think. So, yeah.
It's kind of the way of Batman too. Batman knows a few women, right?
Yeah. So I think that opens the door to Scarlett Johansson being some sort of love interest type character as well, because you don't have Catwoman in there, you know, that you know, so
it's also
potentially
ScarJo.
She's also ScarJo. Yeah. It'd be interesting to have a love interest that's a little bit older than Batman, you know.
Oh yeah,
they're usually 20. They're usually 20 years his junior. So
no problem.
Yeah. Anyway, there you have it. We've finally gone through all those fucking pieces of news. We had a lot to wade through.
That's a trunket, dude. That's a trunket of news. Would you say?
Yeah.
Is it a trunket? Is that a word? Trunket?
I support it being a word. If it's not,
sounds like a word. Sounds like a word.
Let's find out together. Trunket. AI overview, really helpful. There's a truncate. Monkey Quest. Trunket is the founder of the Mech Tech Tribe. Is that what we're looking for? The Trunket Shop. I don't know if that is a word. I'm going to say it's not a word based on my initial searching.
I'm pretty sure trunket is a fucking thing.
But
I don't immediately see it.
I might have spelled it wrong. That could be it. I just don't know how to spell. So
anyway. I think out of both of us, you probably spell a whole lot better. Anyways, yeah, let's talk about these trailers, man.
Let's talk about some motherfucking previews, of which we have fewer than we had in news, just to let our listeners know. Starting off with something that's premiering in just a couple days from now, December 5th on Starz, Spartacus, House of Ashur. We have there's a Green Band trailer that I did not send you because it's fucking Spartacus. Why are you watching a Green Band trailer? Get out of here. I sent you the uncensored Red Band trailer.
Yeah.
Blood, gore, titties.
Ass and titties.
Ass and titties. TNA. Lots of TNA. And some maybe, I don't think that's in this trailer, but probably liable to be in this show with maybe some pee. We'll see. We're all about
equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity nudity. That's what we're all about here. So what do you think of Spartacus House of Ashur? It's like a sort of it's a revival of the classic Spartacus show. Ran for 3 seasons and a prequel. We kind of know the saga of Andy Whitfield being the original Spartacus, and then not being able to continue with the role with cancer, and obviously later passing away. And they recast, made some more seasons, did the prequel and stuff. It was like a sort of 300-ish thing that I think became a pretty good show in its own right. Very bloody, very violent, very entertaining. This is like a sort of what if thing of like, what if one of the characters from the original show became the new Badiatus, the one overseeing the gladiatorial games in his own house. And so it's a sort of sequel to the original series, while I think kind of playing fast and loose with the actual events of what happened in that series. So I don't know. You watched some of that series. I don't know if you finished it.
I watched the first season. I think that's all I watched was the first season. I never revisited it.
Okay. I watched the first season, the prequel, and the second season, and then never finished it. But it is on my list of like, I want to. This will be my like
do the full dive
thing to watch at some point, to just put on. Anna probably doesn't want to watch it, kind of thing. Little too gnarly for her perhaps, but yeah. So all right, so you didn't watch the first series to completion, but you saw the trailer for this, I assume. Do you feel like this is anything in your wheelhouse?
It kind of
probably not suitable for Bennett, I would say, or for Nolan,
definitely. This is not without question. This will not be played before 9:00. It kind of, it's like, ooh, this might be something cool. I
feel like it could scratch a particular itch. We don't not something like this doesn't always come around.
Exactly. And I think, I don't know. It looks like it could be cool. It looks like it could be shit.
It definitely could be shit. I mean, I really feel like that the first two episodes of that original Spartacus were real bad. And it's a show that I think found its footing, but it did not start, in a particularly, impressive sort of way. But I don't know. I mean, this looks quintessentially Spartacus. This looks like the same fucking show.
Yeah, it's got the same vibe.
Now we're 10 plus years later. Same vibe, same, visual style. Obviously, one return, maybe a couple returning actors, but mostly new cast, new gladiators, a lady gladiator. Ooh. An
Amazonian. It's probably how they'll portray her, right?
Perhaps, yeah. So my thinking is, well, I don't have Stars, so I'm not going to be able to watch it right now anyway. But I think if I take kind of that deep dive on the original Spartacus, which I think I'd like to do, I think I'm still trying to work my way through Reacher. It's just
so much
fun show to watch. Yeah, but I like having like some of those shows where I'm like, you know what, I can just put this on, watch it in 10-minute snippets, and I don't really care if I need to like go do something else or whatever. Just I need something to fill the time while I'm eating a snack or something. Like that's the kind of show. I have another show that I just started that's displaced Reacher, which I'll talk about in catching up when we get there. But I want
Reacher's
Spartacus to be that kind of show at some point.
6'10", like 340 pound fucking block of a man. Who's that guy?
Yeah, Tom Cruise. It's Tom Cruise, didn't you know?
That's
the big mountain of a man.
The movie.
No, I'm talking. Yes, no, I'm talking about the Prime one with Alan Ritchson, who's a very large man indeed. And third season, which I haven't gotten to yet, he fights a very, very large man, a man even larger than himself.
I think I saw that episode.
Impressive. Which is impressive.
Isn't he supposed to be like incognito? That guy, like the character is incognito.
I don't know if he's incognito. I don't know if that's really the right way of putting it, but I don't know.
Because that man is never incognito. That's like the largest man in every room. That guy.
Yes, except for that third season where he fights a bigger Reacher.
Right.
Nega Reacher. I don't know. Yeah. I guess that would be a very small man, like the smallest man possible. That would probably be Nega Reacher, right? but like really fucking mean too, just a fucking
eyeball, like fingers in the eyeballs, just like fucking biting and shit, that guy.
Yeah, just a real, like Wolverine, like comic book Wolverine, basically.
In the
all right,
weeds.
so first, pull me back, thank you. Anyway, I think the point I am trying to make very eloquently is I would like to watch the original Spartacus before I go in on House of Ashur. But I do want to watch it, so I'm probably not going to watch it when it premieres. I'm definitely not going to watch it when it premieres. Let me correct that. I assume this is probably like 8 to 10 episodes, somewhere in that ballpark. Great, good. As long as it's good fun, that's enough. That's enough for me. So there you have it. Spartacus, House of Ashur. When this episode is up, the first two episodes will be up and available to watch on Stars. You have to have Stars, I'm sorry, or figure out another way to watch, but I don't need to get into that. Yeah, but what we need to get into now is our next preview, which is for a film called Is This Thing On? It's a new film from Bradley Cooper, the director, but also Bradley Cooper, the actor. Although he is not playing the lead in this, Will Arnett and Laura Dern are the leads in this. This is the first in, I think, 4 movies that are technically coming out like right around Christmas, either on Christmas or right around that time. So these are all December releases. So I'm putting them on your radar now with these previews. This is about someone who's having a bit of a midlife crisis. Will Arnett's character, impending divorce, and decides, fuck it, let's do some stand-up comedy. So I don't have to pay cover, maybe. And maybe find a new energy and new life in that. Bradley Cooper has directed, prior to this, he did A Star Is Born. He also did Maestro, which was a real fucking up its own ass sort of movie, but A Star Is Born.
Did you watch Maestro? Really, Maestro?
I did watch Maestro, and let me tell you, it was up its own ass, and I did not enjoy it. It was well shot. Some of the makeup was real bad. Some of the makeup was good. It just felt so self-indulgent in a bad sort of way.
Okay.
Whereas I thought A Star Is Born felt like a very accomplished film, and obviously it was
that one's really good.
I guess the third attempt at that story. But man, that's a harrowing story. Yes.
Same
difficult
word, same
to watch.
Time. Wow, that's pretty good.
I feel like I could almost see like forming it, like I was like lip reading to get there. I tried to beat you to the punch. I'm going to edit it so that I talk first, so you look like you're copying me, loser. Anyway, enough preamble on this. What do you think about Is This Thing On? Does it
this
interest
movie
you?
looks deeply personal and very relatable. And
yeah,
it looks like a very real movie.
Yeah.
The acting in this movie feels more akin to A Star Is Born, I would say. Than
yeah, I think my show looked and felt pretentious as fuck, whereas I think A Star Is Born had a sort of authenticity and realness to it, and this definitely feels like it's cut from the same cloth in that way. This doesn't feel pretentious to me.
Like and I think Will Arnett. I'm watching the trailers as we talk about them. There's like the wandering of the eyes when people like search for their words when they talk and stuff, and it just feels like you say. There's an authenticity. I think that is felt here, at least in this trailer. It could be a marketing thing. I don't know. But this movie feels like it could be something very special, very good. And I think I will. Before we do our year in review,
You'll check it out.
I'll check this one out. This is something I want to watch for sure.
Yeah. Likewise, I kind of this seems like it could be a difficult watch. And heartbreaking and like tough. But I think I don't know, it feels like it's like it feels like a good exploration of something like,
feels
divorce,
like rich material. You know what I mean?
Not fun material to explore, but certainly something that I think could lend itself to, something dramatic, but I
think the comedic thing is an interesting exploration too.
Yeah, I think doing it in this particular way, like Marriage Story, is like a movie, like talking about ScarJo, like with Adam Driver, two people we've mentioned on this episode already. Like that's like everything's fucked and things are going really badly, and like this is just that's harrowing, to use that word again, and things keep going more and more sideways and get really, really tense. This has that sort of angle that it's like, yes, this is a difficult subject matter, and like this is a really tough thing that two people are navigating, that people navigate in real life, obviously. But having that sort of avenue to inject a little maybe comedy and humor in it maybe helps, alleviate this movie from just feeling like sad, bad, sad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think it can give it a little different sort of energy that makes the story more touching, more compelling, and make it
some
as
of
a
us,
film something that feels like a more digestible watch.
Some of us laugh to not cry. You know what I mean? Like we just
yeah.
And I don't know. I think it could be a really good movie. So very excited about this one.
I would agree. I would like to check this out. So Is This Thing On is coming to theaters, looks like December 19th. So not quite
won't
Christmas,
see it in
like
theaters.
I said, but won't see it in theaters, but hopefully it'll be a quick turnaround and they'll put this shit on
Something.
put it on VOD, streaming, whatever the case may be. So here we go. Next preview, Marty,
don't even get me started
Supreme.
on this one.
This one is coming to theaters December 25th. Timmy's here with some other folks.
Sorry.
He's Timmying about with the mustache.
And a unibrow.
And a unibrow. What has you pretty pumped about this?
So I've dabbled in the Hard Rock app has a ping pong table tennis thing where you can watch people do live ping pong. And you can bet on live ping pong. And I will
Okay.
It is the most
I guess you can bet on anything these days, so that tracks.
it is
It's at least like sport or sport adjacent, So.
It is exhilarating. Anyways, so that was my first thought. It's like, oh fuck, Timothy's playing a fucking ping pong player.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Favorite part of Forrest Gump is when he took up ping pong.
Sure,
Yep.
sure, yeah.
So this tracks for me in a couple of different ways. The third way it tracks is Timothy Chalamet.
Chalamet, to quote Mr. Adam Sandler.
Yeah. It looks like I don't know. This looks like a character-driven movie that I am excited to watch. It's about ping pong, goddammit, and that's okay. That's cool.
It's about ping pong, goddammit, but it looks pretty fucking bonkers and bizarre outside of that too.
Let me ask
there's
you
clearly
something.
more
if you
to
had a
it than
kid and he
just,
says,
just a
fuck
ping pong
everything
shit.
that's going on in this world, I'm going to take up ping pong. I said, no, dude. You need to get like a real job. You can't play ping pong.
Yeah, you get a job.
No. Listen, Dad, it's called table tennis. No, it's fucking ping pong, dude. You can't play ping pong. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Some people can. Some people are just destined for ping pong or table tennis greatness.
And that's Marty Supreme. And I think this is going to be a very rich exploration of people chasing their dreams when everybody says you can't achieve them. You know what I mean? I think it's an important story to be told when things seem kind of dim, you know? And I think our charismatic leader of this generation, which is Timothy Chalamet, is qualified to kind of tell that tale. And I think this is going to be another really, really, really good movie. Or at the very least, it's a very, really awesome trailer, you know? So
yeah, no, definitely a good trailer. I think the early buzz is quite positive on this. No, I think it seems to be a winner in terms of what it is. So yeah, no, maybe this is how you spend Christmas Day. Who's to say?
Hey, we're gonna watch Timmy play ping pong.
We're take the whole family. Nolan's coming too.
I wish I had that
no
kind
crying.
of control
No
over
crying.
my family. I don't have that kind of control.
Well, you know, you can't watch Nosferatu this year, you know, so Marty Supreme it is, you know. What are you going to do? All right. So, yeah, that's one thing coming out on Christmas. Another thing, Anaconda. Anaconda with Jack Black, Paul Rudd. They're doing Tropic Thunder, but with a big snake instead, sort of thing. This is kind of what I'm getting from it. You know, what if we remade Anaconda or rebooted Anaconda, and then, what if in the process of making that we have accidentally integrated ourselves into the actual thing itself? I guess the Tropic Thunder comparison is, you know, not. I mean, it's literally Jack Black, so you know.
It's literally Tropic Thunder shot on location.
Literally. What do you think about Anaconda from Sony Pictures Entertainment coming to theaters on Christmas Day?
It looks like literally fucking Tropic Thunder, but instead of Vietnam, instead of a war movie,
instead of a war movie, it's a big snake.
Yeah. Do I think it looks funny? Yeah, I think it could probably be pretty fucking funny. I think Tropic Thunder is one of my favorite comedic movies in a long time, next to fucking Rush Hour.
Sure.
And so I think that I think this could be really great.
I think if you are going to,
yeah, go ahead.
It's got the cast, right? I mean, love Paul Rudd, obviously. I don't like Jack Black. We see a lot of Jack Black. Hopefully, he's apologized to KG at this point. But he keeps booking these roles, so maybe Tenacious D is still split for now. I don't know what the latest is there. I think if you're gonna do an Anaconda movie, I think doing it in this sort of tongue-in-cheek way is a really fun approach to doing it, because otherwise it does just slip into why? Who cares? Who's this for? This is going to come out in the middle of January and no one's going to give a fuck and it's going to make no money. Like, I think that's probably what would happen if they just actually straight up did it, you know, as they do with a lot of movies like this. To do it in this particular manner, I don't know. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to do it this way. It's definitely, I mean, it's a snake comparison, but it's got like the snakes on a plane, Tropic Thunder sort of vibes where it's just like,
I got Jumanji vibes too.
Oh, for sure, Jumanji, which again, Jack Black is helping with that. I mean, I guess, newer Jumanji, not classic Jumanji, not Robin Williams Jumanji, but, but all of those vibes. It's definitely got Jumanji. It's Tropic Thunder plus Jumanji. And then I guess a little tinge of the actual original Anaconda thrown in for good measure too, like, I don't know.
And you know what it is?
Fun.
Looks pretty fun. This movie out, Sony?
This is a Sony movie, yeah.
It's Sony saying, hey, listen, I know all the people of this generation that watched Anaconda also know Jack Black. Like it's like they know who they're appealing to with this movie. You know what I mean? They know what they're doing.
For sure, yeah.
They know their audience.
I do think it's a savvy way of doing this.
Absolutely,
of
definitely, 100%.
This opens it up to a much larger audience than, again, a straight up reboot would. So whether realizes that potential, in terms of box office success, I'm not sure, but I think they've got the right approach.
I hope it at least delivers on the. Like, I don't know about the box office results, but I hope that it
make it good, make it funny.
Yeah, I hope it's a very funny movie, and it looks like it will be. I mean, I like
those boxes.
Paul Rudd and Jack Black. That's a dead ringer, dude.
That's a great team right there. Love that. Yeah.
So yeah,
that's cool. Tanny Way Newton, Steve Zahn. All right.
Steve Zahn. I haven't seen him in anything in a while.
I can buy into this. Well, I've seen him in something quite recently, but we'll get there later.
Oh, shit.
Our last Christmas entry is the next film from Park Chan-wook, director of Old Boy and most recently Decision to Leave, which we talked about, I think, a couple of years ago. It's a movie called No Other Choice, which is a Korean film. Which is a pretty fascinating setup for a film. It's described as a satirical black comedy, which I think tracks based on
perfect
the trailer.
For Christmas.
The father, I guess maybe breadwinner of the family, I think loses his job, and to basically maintain his way of life, he needs to find a new job, and there's competition for that job, and so, maybe he's got no other choice but to eliminate the competition, and I do mean eliminate. So what'd you think about this? No Other Choice.
This movie looks incredible. It looks incredibly well shot. This trailer is beautiful. Like the trailer, I could just watch. Like
the trailer in and of itself is a work of art.
Yes.
Just a testament to the editing, art.
Yeah. It is. We're gonna be in for something special, as we usually are with his movies. This gentleman is incredibly talented.
He seems to deliver, at least of every movie that I've watched of his. So
auteur. This is an auteur from the other side of the globe, and it looks like a really good movie. It looks very compelling. His movies are always so, like, I guess extreme, like the most extreme version of, like, the set, like, the world has put you in this position and you need to do something to correct it. And, like, his movies are always the most extreme version of how do I correct it? It seems like, anyways. And
yeah, sure.
But they're not wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, I get it, to a certain extent. I think his movies are awesome. I really, really, really enjoy his movies. This trailer is beautifully shot. Yeah. It's not beautifully shot. It's beautifully edited. Is the way the trailer is.
Well, the movie itself appears to be beautifully shot.
Exactly.
Which certainly helps with the editing of this trailer. To put some beautiful shots together.
Looks very good. It won't be a movie that I see in Christmas, but it'll be a movie that I see undoubtedly
sometime
before our year in review. which is going
Well, you
against
say undoubtedly, but
Sinners and Frankenstein.
there's some others.
We've got
Frankenstein's probably in contention. Sure,
got a hot year this
We've had
year.
some good movies so far. We're gonna have to make some tough decisions.
I will see these movies before
come
Christmas.
January.
There will be times I'm sitting in bed watching these movies.
Well, see, it's not. It's to me. I'm not questioning your desire or willingness. I think some of these movies it's going to be tougher because if they're coming out in theaters in Christmas, they may not be available to watch in January.
That would be the
when
only
you have
reason
that
why.
free time and you want.
If I can watch them
if
at
it doesn't
home,
happen, we can blame
I
it.
can
That.
watch these movies at home.
Yeah, no, totally.
They will be watched. If I have to combat a movie that's upcoming, like a new release in January versus something that came out in December, then maybe it's a problem. But
yeah, I mean, obviously, like, if we pick one of these movies to make a theater trip for, then we could try to make an educated guess on what's worthwhile. And you're not going to see 4 movies in theaters. I don't think I will.
I
you
won't,
certainly
but-
won't. So, but maybe one of these movies we'll make the theater trip for, do an episode before we do our year in review, just so we at least have something kind of covered of this end of year frenzy of movies coming out. So, this is the last one coming out in December. So that ends the, like I said, frenzy of
some
movies.
good shit coming out, man.
It sounds like you may be skipping Spartacus at least for now, but you got 4 movies. It sounds like that you're at least interested in to some degree, right? So
Yeah. Is this thing on Marty Supreme and No Other Choice? Are like
those are.
I need to
those are
watch those.
Those feel more of a Anaconda. I think I can watch in half.
I'll watch Anaconda anytime.
Streaming
but for I need to find out what's going on this year for what I'm going to pin my hat on.
Do these crack the top 5? Do they just place what's already in there?
There's another movie that came out when I was looking through Netflix today. God damn it. Dreaming of Trains or some shit. What's it called? It looked stunning.
Okay. Train Dreams? Is that it?
Train Dreams.
Yeah. Netflix came out November, looks like. November
I was
on Netflix.
scrolling through
this
shit
just dropped a
today
couple
and I
weeks
saw
ago.
this trailer. It looked like that movie that came out with Chloe, what's her name?
Chloe Zhao?
Maybe. Yes, maybe. That sounds like maybe.
Okay.
She with the RV travelers. I can't remember.
Nomadland.
This looked like Nomadland quality cinematography. It looked stunning.
Okay.
And just a little bit that I'm scrolling through the shit and I see it. It looked beautiful.
Yeah, this is fully off of my radar. We definitely didn't talk about this in any way, the casting trailer or anything. So, this one kind of just passed me by. So, I mean, I can see from the cast and everything.
Joel Edgerton, Felicity
It's on
Jones.
Netflix,
You kidding me right now? Will Patton, stop it! It keeps getting better.
Good reviews. Reviews are quite good. So,
this might be one to put on the radar. 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. I was scrolling through, and just a little bit got me pumped. So I will be watching this. What's nice about this too is it's not like a 3-hour head up your ass. It's I think it's like an hour and a half. I think it's pretty snappy.
102 minutes. So you're looking at an hour 42 minutes with credits.
That's good.
It's
good.
That's pretty. You're right. That is pretty good. Okay, I can fuck with that.
Might be one to put on the radar.
All right.
Anyways,
I will
that's
take note of that. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and you already mentioned the Smashing Machine too with The Rock. That's another one
That's another one.
Although that one's probably on VOD
too.
or at least close to being on VOD, so at least that one you could watch at home. I think probably a little more easily than others. But
there's going to be
got 2 more.
There's going to be a list for this year's
Yeah, you're gonna. Okay, all right.
So, anyways, continue. I'm sorry, got in the weeds.
All good. We got 2 more previews, 2 more trailers. These are both January releases, but I'm putting them here because we probably won't record our look ahead episode until close to or after these things coming out would be my guess. So just putting it on our radar for early January in case there are things that intrigue us. So last movie that we'll talk about is called We Bury the Dead. Zombie movie, January 2nd, coming to theaters. Stars Daisy Ridley, which nice to see her in something that's not Star Wars and not that shit movie where with Tom Holland or something like that. I can't remember. Like I don't know. Like they can hear men's thoughts or something. I don't know. It looked real shit. Chaos Walking. Does that sound right? I don't know. It's supposed to be really fucking bad. I feel like she hasn't had much of a. Yeah, it was a sci-fi one. I feel like she hasn't had much of a non-Star Wars career. I don't think this is obviously some huge big movie.
It could be.
If I do say so myself, it looks pretty effective as a zombie movie.
It does.
We see lots of zombie movies, but this looks. I mean, the trailer I think is particularly another trailer that's well put together. But this looks pretty good. I would say. I don't know about you. I'm speaking for myself here, but I don't know. I'm intrigued by this.
The
January 2nd feels like weird timing for a zombie movie, but I guess I don't know. I guess
you get it where you can.
Yeah,
get it where you can. I mean, I've never heard of Vertical, to be fair.
That's true. Yeah, I imagine this is probably a smaller budgeted, more independent thing. So, you put it out when you can put it out. And I guess to be fair, the only competition it's going to have is really probably the carryovers from the holiday season. So,
this looks really good. What I can tell you is that the trailer looks really good.
The trailer
is incredibly well put together. Zombie design is a little bit more 28 days later, it looks like. We got some fast zombies. I don't know what, it's a 28 days, it's a fast zombie is what we've got. They got some teeth grinding that's in the trailer here.
Teeth grinding for sure. Yeah.
But not everybody comes back, so it's not like an exclusive kind of virus kind of deal. You know what I mean? It's it's selective on who it picks up, which is interesting. She's going back, I guess, for her husband, so it's like emotional, and
sure. Yeah.
It looks like it's because it's not everybody's a zombie. It looks like it's going to be very tense on when you're exploring a place, there's some people that are down and there's some people that can get up. Mm-hmm. Which is kind of a unique take on it. Usually, you have 10 million zombies, which is like the horror factor is like you have a million of these slow moving things.
It's a massive.
It's a horde, exactly. Where this might be a little bit more it looks jump scary for sure, which is jump scares are cheap, but I think if you can kind of play into it, which it looks like it is playing into it, it looks like it has a narrative reason to be jump scary. I think it works out. It looks like an emotional journey for sure. I think this looks really good for a zombie movie. Pretty excited about it.
Of which we get a lot of. We're literally, in the midst of getting the 28 years, and then now it's sequel, I think, in January as well. So it'll have 2 zombie movies in January, which is quite odd. But this looks good and stands out even in, I think, a genre where we've seen a million and one things, so, and I'm intrigued. 94-minute runtime, lean and mean. So
it's good.
There you go.
I like it.
So, are we going to run into the same issue of, are we going to see this in theaters? I mean, probably not. I mean, I might, probably less likely for you. But I do think this could be, I do want to watch this at some point. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's necessarily going to quite enter the, conversation for, well, I guess technically this is one of the weird ones. January 2nd, so it's also like a 2026 movie, but then it's classified as a 2025 movie because it had releases at festivals and stuff. So I don't know, whatever. We probably won't watch it before our year in review episode is probably the likeliest scenario. But like you said, do want to watch it. So that is We Buried the Dead. And then there was one final preview, one final trailer for A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We have a teaser trailer for this, in fact. This premieres January 18th on HBO Max. It is another spinoff of Game of Thrones. This one is an adaptation of the Dunk and Egg novellas that George R.R. Martin wrote. I mean, I would say it's more Game of Thrones, but it definitely seems to have a different tone than certainly Game of Thrones. I think certainly House of the Dragon as well, which I think shares a pretty similar tone to Game of Thrones overall. And I think that sort of matches the energy of the Dunk and Egg novellas, which I think are, generally speaking, a little lighter fare than the mainline stuff. I think you didn't watch the most recent season of House of the Dragon, if I am not mistaken. I know you're pretty on the outs with this franchise, which is certainly understandable given the way the show ended, Game of Thrones ended. Or really, honestly, that last season of House of the Dragon, I would argue, for season 2. But what do you think? A Night of the Seven Kingdoms? Anything
this looks good
for you? This looks good. This more your shit, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know what it is about it. Maybe I've given myself enough time.
Yeah, you just got to step away long enough for the world is fucking good. We know the world is good. It's just, it's the way they fucking ruined it with the ending.
Yeah,
that if you can take that and, not think about it and divorce yourself from that part of it, it's all good, man. But
and I did the grind on the first season of House of the Dragon. That was a hard grind.
Ideal way.
Probably less than ideal viewing situation. I think it detracted from my experience.
Sure.
But this looks like a different kind of deal a little bit, right? It's less it's kind of reduced down to the basics. It kind of seems that way a little bit.
Well, there's no, big dragon fights and stuff. It seems to just be more of a personal story about, Dunk and Egg, I think it's a little bit lower stakes, I think, probably.
Yeah,
which is maybe
for sure.
refreshing in some ways, It's just a tale about two people living in this world, which obviously is not the nicest world, and it still has the general touchstones of Targaryens and Baratheons and whatnot,
But it's not about them. It's about the average man,
Yeah.
And I think that's a story. I think that's a
different perspective.
Tell you what,
it's not the big houses and families that we've been following. It's, what if our main character is someone who is not part of those, and is separate from those,
And I think that's to its benefit. I think it's. I think this looks like a story I can get behind. I feel pretty good about it.
Well, I think what you'll also feel good about is 6 episodes for this first season.
I definitely feel good about that.
Their adapting works. I think that helps. Obviously, House of the Dragon itself is an adaptation, but I think it's a lot different when you're adapting basically what is effectively a textbook, with that show, versus something like this, which has fully fleshed out, written out stories that are obviously just short form stories. And so you don't need 10 episodes. You don't need 8 episodes. 6 is probably good enough to adapt. I would assume this is just the first novella, would be my guess. And I think there's 3 that have been published total with, classic thing of George wants to write more, but, should probably write the damn, when's a winner or whatever. But
he's not. It's not going to happen.
He's not. He's too busy. He's too busy writing anything else.
Sanderson will pick it up.
Love Sanderson. Let's hope not. I just don't. Those wildly different sensibilities and styles. That would not. I don't. Yeah. No.
It would be a very interesting combination.
It would be interesting. It would be interesting. It may not even be bad, but it would not.
It'd probably
be
bad.
Let's put it that way. It'd probably be bad. It'd probably be bad. You're right. So anyway, this premieres January 18th. I think will air weekly through, I guess, roughly the end of February or so. And so yeah, that's something to have on the radar in mid-January. It's a little bit later, obviously, than We Bury the Dead, but I did want to throw it out there, and it tied in, talking about the renewal. So I figure it's a good opportunity to talk about it. But wouldn't you know it, we have concluded our news, our previews.
Whoa.
And it would be just about time to catch up. But I think that maybe, just maybe, there's an entry in the listener's corner to talk about. If you'd like to go there now.
Let's do it.
Bruce Brown writes in about, let's see, we've got 4 things that he's talked about. First of which is Task, which I know we talked about a little bit already in this episode, and you've dabbled, have a little bit to go, it sounds like. He says it was pretty good overall from the creator of Mayor of Easttown, as we've mentioned. He says he expected more. Mark Ruffalo is a washed-up loser of an FBI agent who somehow bumbles his way through a case, and he found his character frustrating because no energy, sad sack, sloppy, and slow. I don't know if you agree with those thoughts or not.
Repeat that one more time.
No energy, sad sack, sloppy, and slow. Would you agree with that assessment? I'm just curious. You've watched some of it.
Yeah, no. I mean, he is a.
He's got some problems. Maybe
your dad's brutal.
He's got some issues.
Mr. Bruce Brown's fucking holding the guy to a higher standard. Guy's having a hard time.
All right. He says he hopes the real FBI has better than him, and maybe the agents are better, but certainly not the lead. Certainly not who's fucking in charge of that agency right now. It helps to actually have experience to lead that agency. But apparently that's not a required qualification. Who knew? Who fucking knew? He said the supporting cast was very good, but he thinks Ruffalo was the low spot in the show. Probably doesn't like Mark Ruffalo because he says some things, that maybe he doesn't agree with. Maybe that's coloring some things. I don't know.
Well, it's strictly on the strictly on the character note and everything else. The character's going through a pretty hard time.
He's going through some shit. I haven't watched it, so I don't know.
He's going through some hard shit, and I actually found his the exploration of this character to the point where I'm at. Pretty interesting and pretty grounded,
Okay.
So I don't know. I feel like we should probably
have
Mr. Bruce
just have to watch it
on discussion. Once we all watch the show.
Yeah. I got to get on it. Some other things. All Her Fault on Peacock says actually very good, compelling, moved quickly. It's about a kidnapping of a kid. And it goes through the normal whodunit scenarios, but keeps you guessing, and that it was well paced. Stars Sarah Snook from Succession, and I think Sophia Lillis. He put it here as Carrie Finch, which I think is the name of the character, but Sophia Lillis is the name of the actor who starred. He says they were both great in it. The Beast in Me on Netflix stars Claire Danes and Matthew Rhys. You know about this?
I've heard someone in that household. I've heard things about this.
Okay. He says really good. Both actors fantastic. Well done. Fast paced. Never got dull. And then finally, the Carman, unclear, Family Deaths Netflix documentary about a couple alleged murders in a family. Said slow start, but interesting story, and didn't expect the ending. So Carman, which is why I'm not sure if it's Carman or Carman. Could be either. And I don't know if that's spelled right either. So, so those are the Listener's Corner entries that he's formally sent in. I've encouraged him to write in on any of the Hallmark Christmas movies that he's been watching.
Those are all horse shit. I can guarantee you. I haven't
received any submissions
on the Thanksgiving family vacation. And I can promise you, the Hallmark is of the least quality. That is the worst shit you can watch.
Well, that's the point. They can film those things in 2 days and make
God
like
damn.
5 of them in a week. Just use the same house for the set for 5 different movies that all have the same recycled
What
script.
are they getting paid? That's what I want to know.
They just change it so like they have different jobs or something like that. Like they're good. They're all cookie cutter bullshit. Like that's kind of the point. Anyway, that's the listener's corner. Now it is time to catch up, and well, you've already started talking about maybe something you've been up to when you were gone. But love to hear about your trip to Blue Ridge anything else. Anything else you've been up to, either there since you've been back, before you left, whatever. This is the time to let the listeners know what's going on in your life.
I'll try to do it quickly, efficiently. I know we're running a little bit late, even for a beer and review.
Yeah. This is where we're allowed to get unwieldy, but we are getting unwieldy. So we've been unwieldy.
I'll try to keep it snappy. We left. We went to Blue Ridge. We left Friday. I left Friday a little early. Sarah got out of work a little early, and what was really cool was my mom rode up with me up to Blue Ridge, and we kind of split it up. We put Bobo in the very back, and he's in a little itty bitty car seat, so he's got to face backwards,
right.
And then in front of him, in the middle row, was Bennett. In the middle row next to Bennett was Diana, and we put her in like we removed the base and stuff of Bobo's seat, so she had the recliner, she had the TV, the whole 9 yards, and she had a very comfortable ride up to Blue Ridge. It's pretty cool, and she was able to like attend both children's as they woke up or whatever, and it was a very comfortable ride up to Blue Ridge. We got up to Blue Ridge a couple days early. All was well, but she came up to check on Bennett one night, and she fell down the stairs and fractured her foot. We didn't know that she fractured her foot, but her foot looked real fucked up. I said, "Your foot looks
something bad happened."
Yeah, she fell down the stairs, and when she fell down the stairs, her foot was all swollen, and there was a big lump in the middle of it, and your foot looks fucked up. And she ended up going to the doctors when she got back to Florida, and they said, "Yeah, your foot's fractured." They put it in a boot, that sort of stuff. But she fractured her foot, and so it kind of put a little bit of a damper on our trip. We didn't go crazy and do a whole lot of stuff. I mean, I rode dirt bikes with my dad and my brother-in-law Ben. That was a lot of fun. We went on a new trail, went through some new paths and stuff, and it was really cool because the path we went on was real washed out. So I try to make it an exerted effort to try different techniques and stuff when I ride, because I don't ride a whole lot. I try to really pay attention to different techniques and whatnot. And so this time we went down this washed out road. It was really washed out, so it was real rocky and stuff. And I really tried to work the suspension on the bike a different way. And it was a really fun day of riding. It was very fun. And then we went and played golf. That was fun. I sucked real bad, but it was fun. And it sucked even worse because it had rained the night before, or the day before, all day. It rained all day before. And so it was cart path only. And then on top of sucking ass, I had to walk everywhere up and down this fucking mountain to play golf. It was hard and very frustrating. Yeah. On top of that, there was no cart girl, so there was no beer, there was no food, there was no sustenance. It was not the best experience golfing, but it was fun. We ended up going into North Carolina, so we split the week. I take a week off. And I spend the first half with my family, and then we spend the second half with Sarah's family. We went to North Carolina.
Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha.
Highlands, North Carolina is where we go. And that was a really fun trip. That's where I drank all the PBRs.
Okay. I see now.
Game on PBRs all day, every day. And that was pretty cool. Kind of feel like shit when I got out. My lips were chapped. It's like I hadn't drank water in days. But
I mean, PBR's maybe close enough, but maybe not quite.
Not quite, We went to this house that had an observatory, which is really awesome. It's a house that one of Sarah's uncle. So Sarah's uncle's a contractor, and he's got these people that work for him. And then he has one of the people that work for him does he tends to this house in Highlands, and this house has an observatory. So there's like a straight up movable roof, some serious engineering went into this house. It's a pretty serious house. Like I thought it was going to the Count Dracula's house on top of the mountain. It was absurd. There's a meteorite inside the house. Says the placard says it's missing from the Smithsonian collection.
Missing, not stolen. I hope.
It's kind of like based off that placard. They recently stole some paintings from the Louvre. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I thought I kind of felt. It's probably not true, but I kind of felt like that was the same kind of thing that was going on in this house.
Oh no! It's mysteriously disappeared. How'd this happen? I don't know.
I did touch the meteorite. I did pick it up. It was pretty fucking insane. I will tell you that. I did look through this telescope and this observatory and this roof and the ceiling of this house. It was pretty insane. Like the whole bottom floor of this house was made of oak. That was pretty insane. It was a pretty insane house. I have never been inside a house quite that way. I don't know who owns the house. I'd be interested to know, but I'm pretty sure they were maybe I could drop down there and suck that guy's blood. It's like a count kind of house. Anyways, so I did do that. We watched Florida win against Georgia, or we watched Georgia win against Georgia Tech.
Yep.
That looked like shit. I'm not particularly proud about that win. We also watched
W's a W, but
we also watched the very rigged looking game of Alabama versus LSU or Auburn. We watched that game too. That game was fucking wild. That was an incredible game to watch. If you ever think games are rigged, I would probably say that game looked like the most rigged. It was bizarre to watch. It was fucking
I can't remember
weird.
what specifically happened in that. I know I watched, I feel like the tail end of it.
What, did you watch them fumble it 4 times in a row and then throw it to the team?
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, Auburn couldn't. That's right. Auburn couldn't hold on to the fucking ball. They had fucking the refs kept applying butter to the ball every time they spotted it for Auburn. Apparently,
it was insane. It's like, oh, you can't pick it up off the ground, motherfuckers. Here, we'll throw it right to you. And then they punted it at some point at the end of the game, and then they tried to catch it and just bounced off their hands. It was insane. I have never seen a game quite like that Auburn game. That was ridiculous. So there was a lot of college football around Thanksgiving. And I played, I did make some notes here. Nobody wants this. I've been watching this with Sarah.
Yeah, second season's out on Netflix.
Second season. It has been renewed for a 3rd season, apparently.
Oh, okay. More news. More news on renewal front.
Kristen Bell show.
Yeah.
There's a male lead. I don't know his name, but he's fabulous.
I think it's Adam Brody.
Adam Brody sounds good. Sounds about right.
Yeah, I just give you a name and you'd agree, but
Yeah,
I think it's right. I'm pretty sure.
I think that's right. It sounds about right.
Uh-huh.
It is a, you know what I think the best part about this show is the title card. Every time they put this title card, they put it in different locations. They do something.
So that's fun. I like that.
It feels like something I would be doing if I was a part of this production team. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It feels like something I would be doing. And so every episode's somewhere different. It's in a different, like, it's always different. And it's always so good. It's always so good. I really enjoyed that part.
It's like a needle drop sort of thing, but it's a fucking title card, you know?
Yes. And
I like that. It's good.
Fucking,
that's a good touch.
It's like
I like that.
chef's kiss kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can see that.
But the show is the comedy is very much like my vibe. At the same time, the general vibe of the show is very much my vibe. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm a little bit drink a couple wines.
No, I think so. I've heard good things.
The premise of the show is like she's Kristen Bell's character has like a sex podcast, just very modern take on things, and then she starts dating a Jewish. There's a word.
Is he a rabbi?
He's a rabbi. There we go. He's a rabbi.
Okay. Yeah.
And so it's like an exploration of these combination of people, and it just feels real, and it feels, I don't know, it just feels very good. I really enjoy watching it. It's a very good rom-com. It's actually the best. It's actually my favorite rom-com, I will say. It's really good. I really, 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 really enjoy watching it.
You still have more in the season?
I have more in the season I'm watching, and apparently it's been renewed, which is even more awesome. If we just get more of what we're getting, I'm happy about it. I think it's I don't know. I just think it's wholesome. It feels wholesome. It feels very good. I like it a lot.
Yeah, gotcha.
Stranger Things season 1, or not season 1, season 5, episode 1.
5. Yeah. It's the first batch is out. So okay.
I wasn't terribly excited about starting it just because it's like fuck, man, Stranger Things. It's been dragging on so long. God damn it.
Half your life. Maybe a third.
Almost a third. Almost a third. That's what you know. So
pretty close.
So funny story. Not to get in the weeds. Again, to get in the weeds, but so. My brother-in-law, Ben, he's not quite a brother-in-law, but he's pretty much a brother-in-law. We were at work here the last week. And he's like, "Hey, have you seen Stranger Things, the new season?" I was like, "No." He's like, I got some real opinions about it. I want to talk about it. And I'm like, "Oh, well, tell me about it. I don't care about spoilers." Well, he wouldn't tell me about it. And then he started giving me a hard time about what I remember about the series. I'm like, well, I can't fucking remember, dude. I've been watching this shit for 15 years. I've been watching it forever, and I can't remember that it was like 3 or 4 or 5 years since the last season came out.
Yeah, I think it's been 3 years. I think since 4. Yeah,
I don't think about it all the time. Okay, I don't know what I know that the Vecna is the original dude from the science program, but I don't remember a whole lot. It's like, oh, you don't understand the show, but he started giving me a lot of shit, and he wouldn't tell me anything about the new season. And it really pissed me off, it really pissed me off that he wouldn't tell me. So I just kind of quit talking about it. So I started the new season, and it all started coming back to me,
Mm-hmm. That's probably like a recap of the most recent season on there too.
Once they
if you need the refresher.
Once they played that Stranger Things, like intro, I was in it 110%. I was like, oh fuck, I forgot how good this was. This is good.
Yeah, I've been experiencing that going through some of the older stuff. So
this is good. I like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of hours if you really want to do the full thing that I'm doing.
Yeah,
but,
I'm not going to do all that. But
no, I don't think you are. I don't think you literally have the time to do that, even if you wanted to.
No, and you remember the big stuff as it, like, the biggest thing was we started talking about it at work, and like somebody would say like one random thing. And I didn't remember it until they said that one random thing. And then I could put a string of shit behind it because they said that one random thing. You know what I mean?
That
like,
unlocked the memory in your brain. And so things are starting to firing. So you're like, oh yeah, that reminds me of that. Okay. And then that, all right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Especially, I mean, I think particularly for a show that most seasons you've probably watched once, you know,
all seasons I've watched.
Yeah.
once.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, and so for season 1, you're going back 10 years pretty much. And even for the most recent one, you're going back 3 years. Like,
it's brutal. It's a big request. It really is. And you know, when I started the last season, I accidentally skipped through the recap, and then I don't know how to like redo the recap.
Okay.
So that especially fucked me up. But anyways, Stranger Things, I'm on it. It's good. I'm very happy to be back on it. And then I will tell you that Arc Raiders is a pretty good game.
Okay. I know I've seen good reviews. It's just, you know, I'm kind of on the outside looking in, just due to the type of game.
I don't think you'll ever play it. And that's cool.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah. But I will tell you that I very much enjoy it. It's almost like a Rocket League of FPSs in a little bit of a way.
Okay. Yeah.
Like you drop in, like tonight when I get done with this podcast, I can unwind a little bit, put on my headphones, I can go on the portal, I can lay in bed, I can do a drop and leave and be done. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty cool. You know, I like that quite a bit. So anyways, pretty cool game. It's cool when you get with a couple of people and you can do a little bit of a full raid, you know. Yeah, Arc Raiders is a pretty cool game. Having a lot of fun with it. So that's kind of where I'm at. What about you? I'm looking at our script here, and it looks like you've been up to a lot.
It's perhaps a bit deceptive because a lot of the things on there are things that I typically watch around this time of the year. So I don't need to spend 20 minutes on this. I say that now. We'll see if I can hold myself to that.
Yeah. Good luck.
Thanksgiving was a little different for us this year. We stayed in Philly. We did not travel. We usually, I think for Thanksgiving, because it's the shorter span of time, we usually go up to New York and spend it with Anna's parents, but they just moved. I think their kitchen's not quite equipped for like a full hosting sort of thing. So we hosted, they came down to us, and it was nice not traveling, I will say. I mean, traveling is fun and all, but you know, it was nice to be able to be at home and host. And so we delegated turkey responsibilities to Anna's mother, my mother-in-law, and everything else we pretty much kind of handled on our own for the most part. Oh, she did the stuffing as well. She did stuffing and brought it with her. So we kind of had to step up in terms of responsibility. We did acquire the turkey. I don't know. It was fun. It was fun doing Thanksgiving. We still have leftovers. Mostly just turkey at this point. We bought a big fucker of a turkey for 4 people that was too big, but made for lots of leftovers and some gobblers, you know, some gobbler sandwiches and stuff. So it was nice. It was nice Thanksgiving. It was nice having them down here to visit. We did some Christmassy stuff after Thanksgiving. There's a couple Christmas markets in Center City that we went to. Did there's like a light show at what used to be a Macy's here, but now has been turned into a little Christmas market. Yeah. So all in all, it was a good, successful time hosting them. We watched Moulin Rouge on Thanksgiving Day. I guess really night, because they had gone to bed. So we watched it downstairs. It's Anna's tradition, which is now my tradition, of watching that on Thanksgiving Day. It's her favorite movie. I've talked about it, like I said, probably every time this year this comes up, and I've probably said on it. I've talked about it multiple times in the past, and I'm glad it's a movie that I like too. It's zany and wild and very entertaining. But I'm glad it's a movie that I enjoy, because if I'm watching it every year, I don't want it to be something that I have to like sit through and suffer in silence. And it's definitely not that. So very fun, very entertaining movie, and sad and emotional too and stuff too. So it's good. It's good. We bought the 4K steelbook of the first Wicked. Her parents hadn't seen it, and they hadn't really watched anything in our home theater setup. So we did watch the first Wicked. So that was a fun thing to revisit. I hadn't seen it since theaters. Obviously, the second one is in theaters now. I think maybe will be what we'll be covering next. So I will save some thoughts on the first Wicked. We obviously would have talked about it on probably the year in review stuff, because I think by that time we had maybe both seen it. I think might have been our most surprising film of 2024, if I recall correctly. But I think her parents enjoyed it, so I can say that. I guess it's sort of pseudo listeners corner. They didn't write anything in, but I'll just plug them in here. And we started Miracle, which is like a classic, like the transition from fall into winter, Thanksgiving into Christmas. Miracle is kind of how Anna likes to do things, which is the story of the, I think, 1980 U.S. hockey team, U.S. men's hockey team, and their Olympic success, which is good, and it's a really good sports movie, just really good. On the other side of things, the non-traditional things and non-holiday things, I think a couple weeks ago, pre-Thanksgiving, I'll say, this is going back a little further, we watched the second movie in the Austin Powers franchise, Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, which is very shagadelic, baby. It's baby. It's the introduction of Fat Bastard.
Get in my belly.
Get in my belly.
It's a bit nutty.
I didn't eat any corn. That's the best.
It's also got the, I think you had asked me about it after I'd only watched the first one, but it's got the montage of, it's a huge, dingus. Johnson. Get over here, Johnson. Oh my God, is that it has that whole montage sequence, which is pretty good. So there's some really good, funny bits in it. The first one's better overall. I think personally, the second one's definitely got some more
Fat Bastard is fucking hilarious.
Gross out humor.
That's so good.
Fat Bastard is just, I guess just classic.
Get over here, wee man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This one introduces Mini-Me. Mini-Me's fucking great. Yeah. No, I love Mini-Me. It's just so fucking, it's ridiculous. It's very fun. Austin or Vanessa was a fembot, just brutal reveal. Vanessa.
It's such a ridiculous movie. How did it get made? I don't know.
Are you feeling randy, baby? Yeah. Man. Love Austin Powers. So we got to watch Goldmember at some point. Anyway, long story short.
He peels the fucking scabs off his skin. Goldmember. Oh,
yeah,
dude.
We haven't gotten there yet, but maybe,
which
maybe
one
next
had
time.
which one had the one with him in the golf cart where he was like turning around?
That's the first one. That's the
where he
like
stops steamrolling. Stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the first one. I think the first one's classic. There's a little time travel in the second one. You've got like the younger, and there's stuff with Scott Evil. Seth Green, his son.
A million's
Jerry Springer
bigger than
stuff,
a billion, dumbass. That one?
Yeah, exactly.
Billions,
exactly.
yeah.
I did the pinky thing with the corner of my mouth for those that maybe just
some good shit,
didn't understand what was happening and heard silence.
Stuff. Not to like try to go full circle here, but I mean that and Rush Hour is all kind of like full circle. It's like all that same kind of comedy a little bit.
Certainly it's like a similar like crossover in eras and stuff, So yeah. Other things, and there are not many more. I will say, Stranger Things 3. We're about halfway through. We paused while her parents were in town, so we've yet to kind of go back to it. It's the Starcourt Mall, and the mind flayer is back and collecting bodies to create like the physical form of the mind flayer. It's good. I am enjoying it so far. I like the mall setting. The kids this is the first one I think where there was like enough of a jump between seasons that the kids hit puberty in a big way, so they're all a bit older and noticeably so, but I think they're also supposed to be older, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's a little
like they're still kids. They're still children. They don't look like 25-year-old adults yet. They haven't reached that point yet.
Season 5 gets a little tough, especially for that one
Season
guy
5,
that's a
they're all
real
just
fucking
adults.
bad actor. There's one guy that's a real bad fucking actor. And
see, Anna was saying something about the Will actor being bad.
Will actor fucking sucks.
Oh
hard.
man, okay. Right.
That's the one that gets stuck in the cabin, right? Like in the upside down. Yeah, Will fucking sucks.
Which is so interesting because like in season 2 where he has like a bit of a bigger role, like and he's like getting possessed by the mind flayer, like he's good. And also he was like, like fucking 13 or whatever when he filmed it. So his acting abilities have dissipated with time, it would seem. But I can't speak to it myself.
It also could be that he's tried to sport the same fucking haircut since 13. And he looks like a grown-ass man with a fucking shit-ass haircut.
Yeah.
Season 5, it's like, oh, dude, I don't fucking buy this at all. You suck. Real bad.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm curious to get into it. So, anyway, I'm enjoying Stranger Things 3. We'll probably finish it up in the next week or so because now we're behind, but we would like to be caught up on everything probably ahead of the next episode drop, which I think is around Christmas Eve, something like that. So that's Stranger Things 3. I watched the first episode of Chad Powers.
Is it good? I've been interested.
It's my dumb thing that I wanted to watch instead of Reacher.
Running Man, brother.
Yeah, I think I'm on the Glenn Powell hype train after the Running Man, so I was like, all right. And then I saw, speaking of renewals, this had been picked up for a second season. I looked; it's only 6 episodes for the first season. The first episode's like 40 something, then the rest are a bit shorter. So it seems like it's a pretty breezy watch to go right through it. The first episode was fun. I think the trailer pretty much is kind of the first episode, it seemed like. The stuff with, his backstory of, why he has decided to, put on this makeup and prosthetics and go try out for some football team. But Glenn Powell's charming, and, he's playing a douche. A douche who maybe will learn lessons along the way, TBD. It's definitely got some Eastbound and Down, Kenny Powers. I mean, the name's probably not a coincidence kind of thing going on. And so, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'll watch more. I think it'll be pretty easy to get through the rest. So, yeah, pretty fun. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it on everything I've been watching on the sports front. Florida had a real bad season, but they closed it out with an absolute ass kicking of Florida State, which was a thrill to watch.
Did they really? They beat FSU?
Yeah, they kicked the shit out of FSU. I think it was 40-21 was the final.
Holy shit!
Yeah, they
that must have been a good game. That was a good one to watch.
The Florida running back had like 250 rushing yards. It was nuts. It was like the most rushing yards against Florida State ever by like a Florida running back, and like there was some records set there. Yeah, it was a total thrashing, which was unexpected. It's like didn't have a lot of nice things this year. The Texas game was a nice win. That
fucking little
was
baby
a near
Archie.
Loss.
Little baby Archie's.
Baby Archie's. He's a bit overrated, it would
little
seem.
Baby Archie.
Baby Archie, yeah. He's going to have to Chad Powers it in a few years, maybe. I don't know.
Poor fella.
But yeah, that was under their interim. They hired the Tulane coach as their new head coach. They missed out on the Lane Kiffin sweepstakes, which is maybe a bullet dodged. To be determined. We'll see. It's been a real shit show, with a lot of Ole Miss players talking shit, and I don't know. There's a whole saga there, that's for sure. But the Tulane guy seems like he's got some energy. I wasn't impressed with the hire. I don't know, but I think I'm starting to see the vision, and the early signing day was today, and like basically I think they had one recruit decommit, which is pretty impressive, whereas like Penn State still hasn't hired a coach, and like every single, like other than two, every single one of the recruits flipped from Penn State to Virginia Tech, where the Penn State coach ended up, James Franklin ended up. So Jags are first place in the division right now, and that may not last, but on the NFL side, that's pretty solid. Flyers are playing pretty good hockey. We did watch a Flyers game. We went to a Flyers game a couple days ago against the Penguins. They looked like dog shit, unfortunately, and got fucking slammed. I think 5-1 was the final. But they won tonight. I'm pretty sure I didn't actually see the final, but they were playing Buffalo and kicking their butts, so I am going to assume that they closed it out. I guess I'll fact check that. They won 5-2 tonight. So, sports are actually like okay for once. Pretty okay. College basketball, Florida college basketball had a really tough game against Duke last night that they very nearly pulled out the upset on the road and just couldn't quite finish it, but they clawed back from 15 down to make it a game in the second half, which was good to see. That's it. I think that's it for me. So I'm going to leave it there. We'll I'll probably be up to a few things before we record next, but I'll save that all for next time. So I will say thank you all for listening. If you enjoyed what you heard, please spread the word. We're on Patreon at patreon.com/watchreviewrepeat. You can get early access to all of our regular episodes, timed exclusive access to any bonus episodes, and Andrew and I have decided that we are going to do a bonus episode before the end of 2025. We're going to do it. It'll be up on Patreon before the end of 2025. If the timing works out, it'll be up on the regular feed before the end of 2025. But if nothing else, it will be on Patreon before the end of 2025. I'm not going to tell you what it is just yet, but if anyone listened to episode 300, they might have some inkling of what it might be about. That's my tease. That's my little tease. Our website's watchreviewrepeat.com. Links to our socials are on there. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/watchreviewrepeat, Instagram at watchreviewrepeat, Blue Sky, watchreviewrepeat.bsky.social. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, and you'd like to be a part of the listener's corner on a future episode, please send all of your thoughts our way. watchreviewrepeat@gmail.com. If you've got something to say, send it our way. Intro and outro track is Mechanolith by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com, licensed under the Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license. I think we're going to cover Wicked for Good next. I think that's the plan. I think Mr. Meadows has a date night lined up this weekend. Yeah. I think I'm going to be seeing it with a date of my own in the next few days as well. So I think we're going to reconvene next week having seen Wicked for Good. That'll give us a chance to talk about the first Wicked in a little bit more detail as well, if we want to. But yeah, and that'll be, well, that's theoretically it. It's the full adaptation of the musical. There's talks that they're maybe going to do more Wicked shit, but that's a conversation for next episode. So, with that, longer one. We did get unwieldy, so it goes. But anyway, we will leave it there.
That's what these are engineered for.
That's why we do. That's why we compartmentalize these. It's how it's supposed to be. Make the topic focused episodes focused. These ones, hey man, some brews, some news, lots of news, some previews, and then everything else. Anything else under the sun. So, all right, I'll let you take everyone out.
Hold on to your...
God, we're full circle. Oh, shit. I didn't know where we were going. I was like, oh, shit, did the internet cut out? What happened here? Bad timing. I don't want to have to go back and record 20 seconds.
You son of a bitch. I was primed. I was ready to go.
All right,
Hold on to your...
I can't remember the quote now. Hold on to your lug nuts.
Hold on to your lug nuts, because it's time for an overhaul.
Or, what's he say? He says, Party. Why? Because I've got to.
Got to. Mister.
I've got to, mister. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he says. He says all sorts of zany shit. It's awesome. Yeah, anyways, take care and bye-bye then.
Later's on. The Menjay.
The cream rises to the top, brother.
Brother.